off first on the
Ears.
chocolate bunny. That is incorrect.
The tail.
The tail is correct.
I would think the tail because, they always crumble, right?
My chocolate bunny usually only goes from the chest up.
You got to circumcise that bunny.
Wait a minute. Do you have the solid chocolate bunny? I don't like the solid
ours is
one.
the hollow. I don't pay attention to my
I don't
Easter
get a
candy all
chocolate
that
bunny
much.
so anymore. So
You don't?
No.
I would jam a chocolate bunny.
You would have what? Where would you jam it?
I like what do you call it?
I could bang a pumpkin pie.
Oh my God, why am I having a brain fart
I
here?
bet you
Jelly
are.
beans. I like jelly beans. I hate the Peeps. I hate
Peeps.
I don't love anything like marshmallow Easter candy.
I like it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Pat,
I'm
do
not
you
putting it down.
Do you like the mallow cup?
Yeah.
I love mallow
Yeah.
cups.
The coolest.
You can't find them in a lot of places.
The coolest Easter I ever had was the bunny and my mom got together.
What?
Uncle Bunny?
Not in that way.
Uncle Bunny?
What?
Maybe they did. I don't know.
What?
But I got like a box full of hockey cards.
Oh,
that's
that's
cool.
awesome.
So I spent Easter Sunday eating a bunch of candy.
talking
hockey
about
cards.
like one of those like long.
It was
long
like a hobby
boxes
box.
one?
It was like 36.
Oh,
packs
that's
of cards. It was
fantastic.
great. Yeah.
Did you chew the gum?
It wasn't. It
You
come
didn't
with
have the
gum.
gum
No,
ones.
no.
I used to love baseball card gum.
Oh, it had all
Like
the
the tops.
The little
stuff on
square,
it.
and like
God,
dusted. It was dusted. Oh, I love baseball card gum.
I was into Big League Chew when I was little.
I did not like that.
Oh yeah,
I like Big League
you
Chew.
could grab that, the strands of it, and just haul away. Yeah, that was.
And of course,
that
I
was good.
stole Gold Rush gum from the Wawa. I mean, the 7-Eleven in Broomall. But I did
What
not.
badass.
I did not end up doing hard time for that, even though I had to return it. And then my dad drove me to the Marple Police Station, which is always fun. Coachy?
You guys have any Easter Pez?
No.
All right.
Actually, yeah.
You
Jack
do
got
Pez?
some. Jack got all excited because he got like a Chicks one and
Oh, that's
and came
cool.
home
Yep.
with it. Yeah, he got all pumped up for it.
So there are a couple different Easter Bunny Pez dispensers. They have like the Chicks, and I think they have an Easter Lamb or something like that. So I have the Easter Bunny Pez that has the red bow tie.
Okay.
Which
Is that like a
which is
rare one?
It's not as rare as some of the others, but it's rare. They only made probably a few thousand.
Such a freak.
Does the Easter Bunny bring lottery tickets in your Easter baskets?
No.
In our house, the Easter Bunny brings scratch-off lottery tickets, which might, you might win like $1 million from the Easter Bunny. Always wonder where the Easter Bunny where the
There's
Easter
the
Bunny
Easter-
stops and gets them.
There's the Easter Bunny just dropping off your candy.
Keep on scratching. There he is. Hey, now through April the 9th, visit Campers Inn RV for their mega motorhome markdown and shop 739 new motorhomes priced up to 40% off. Visit Campers Inn RV for guaranteed low prices. See dealer for details. The Heat and the Sixers tonight, 7:30 on the Fanatic. And tonight, the Sixers get to play a game, a real game that means something because the game is called Pick Your Opponent. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. If you're
The Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Today's show being brought to you by Natural Lawn of America. They've been creating green lawns quickly, more naturally, and with fewer weeds since 1987. Schedule their first service program, and you're going to get free seeding every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED. Natural Lawn of America, greener grass, fewer weeds guaranteed. So I'm dropping off something at one of my buddies' houses the other day, and they had the one of these other lawn care companies out there. And when I was going in, the guy was spraying with a hose, walking around. There's like a tank on the back of the truck, and he's spraying the guy's lawn and spraying the other. When I'm leaving, he's over at the other neighbor's house, and he's spraying the lawn with a hose and just spraying the same thing. And I'm like, wait a minute, no. And I'm like, wait a minute. That guy's lawn gets a lot of sun. That guy's lawn gets all the shade because he's got like tons of trees. I'm thinking Natural Lawn might have been able to help them out. Maybe to help them out. So check out our friends at Natural Lawn of America. It's springtime. You're getting outside. We got the trees coming in on Monday, Bobby. Trees being planted. Looking forward to that.
Congratulations on your success.
Yeah, you wish us.
I plant my own trees.
Wait a minute. You plant your own trees?
Sure. In our backyard, we planted a tree for my wife's father because before he died, he put aside a little nest egg for our son Tommy to do whatever he wanted with it. And we asked Tommy, and he said, let's get a pool. We put that towards the pool that we put in. So we put in a nice tree in honor of Donna's father in the backyard.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Now, how big's the tree? Because like these are 8-foot trees that are going.
Yeah, it's going to grow to be between 8 and 10 feet.
Okay, well, these are 8-foot trees going in that are going to be.
Again, congratulations for your success.
There's no way I'm putting in 9. There's no way I'm digging holes for 9 trees.
You could do it.
No,
Why?
I couldn't.
You got to try things, John.
First of all, how would I get the trees?
What do you mean? How would you get them?
How would I get the trees?
You can get them delivered and dropped off, and then just take care of it yourself.
And then I'm out there and I'm going to dig holes. And
we have to have a day where you actually bust your ass and sweat and stuff like that, and throw trees over your shoulder, and get dirt under your fingernails and stuff like that, and
Coach,
and blow your nose and like crap comes out that's a different color. Like you got to be one with the earth sometime, John. I'm going to do it with
like
you.
A bitch. Wait a minute. I'll plant a bush. I'll plant flowers. I'll plant stuff like that. I'm not planting 8-foot trees.
No, flowers, anybody can do flowers. Our little kids do flowers. We need you to get out there.
Coach, would you plant 9 trees?
Yep.
You'd plant 9 trees, 8-foot trees.
I've done it.
Where have you done it?
I have had my backyard, my new patio put in a couple years ago, and had, I don't know what the trees were called. Are they like an evergreen? Yeah, they grow to be like 10 feet tall. And at the time that they were delivered, and they were probably 6-7 feet tall when they were delivered, planted 4 of them.
How far did you have to dig a hole down?
Probably go a couple.
Yeah,
not even a couple feet. Maybe a couple
about
feet.
2 feet, 2.5 feet.
And then you have to put in like I guess like a topsoil or something like that.
Well, you don't if you have good soil there, you're good to go.
Yeah, just throw it in.
You could throw something on top or whatever, but I love landscaping. Like
Do you love that stuff?
Oh man, it's awesome. Sweating, smelling.
I like
get a little sunburn.
I like mulching. I like to mulch.
Yeah, you like to do the little. You got to dig in there, John. I don't
really want to dig holes for trees.
No, come on.
Mulching and stuff like that, I'll do. Raking leaves. I'll rake leaves.
Well, how about painting a fence? Get out there and paint a fence.
I would paint a fence.
All right, and fix a fence.
No, I wouldn't fix the fence.
Yeah, after the winter's over, if you have a fence that's a little older, you got to get out there, throw some nails in it. You got to fix it up.
I'd call Tony Marzano to fix the fence. You could do that. I'd paint it, though. So, hey, the BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app has the odds, slots, bets, and games all coming together in perfect harmony right in your pocket. You can download it now at betparks.com. So the Sixers have a game tonight, Bob, and it means something. It means pick your opponent. If the Sixers, who are the locked-in 3 seed, by the way, the top 5 seeds in the East are locked into position. So the Bucks are the 1, Celtics are the 2, Sixers are the 3, Cleveland is the 4, Knicks are the 5. The 6th seed is up for grabs. If the Sixers beat Miami tonight, the Nets are the 6. So you get the Nets. I said the other day, do the Sixers really have anything to play for? I think getting to know their opponent and having 8 full days to prepare for the game and prepare for the opponent, I think it's not bad. You know exactly who you're going to play. There's nothing to play for at that point. Pick your opponent tonight. Go beat the Heat and make sure that Eric Spoelstra isn't drawing up plays against you in that first-round series. Sound worth playing for or not worth playing for? Because I don't know who's playing tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if that is at the top of their agenda to win this game because you don't get Miami. I think I'd be more comfortable with the Nets also. But the 8 days to prepare and all that stuff, it's not. There's nothing that you don't know about any NBA opponent right now. You know everything about everybody. Everybody. I could go to Doc Rivers right now and say, "Give me 5 plays that the Brooklyn Nets run right now," and
he'd be able to rattle them off.
Bam. Yeah.
Okay. So
and give me tendencies on what the other players on the floor are doing if they run a high pick and roll. Like there's nothing these guys don't know. Nothing that's not at their fingertip about them. Joel Embiid, James Harden, they know everything there is to know about other teams. You look for little nuances, maybe, but yeah, I don't
so
think
there's
the preparation.
No benefit you're saying in doing that.
I mean, you could tell me an opponent 2 days before I have to play them in the NBA, and you'll be fine.
Pat, what do you feel about this? Do you want to? I want to personally put the stake through the heart. I do not want to face Spoelstra. So
I don't either, but I'm not worried about the Heat like I was last season. So
I think that's fair.
I understand you kind of want to end it, but I think that in the long run, I think resting these guys, it'd be beneficial to them to rest them and get them some much needed break.
Yeah, that is going to be
and
nice.
I'm going to the game. Like I'd love to see Harden and Embiid, but I've just accepted the fact that you probably won't.
So you do not believe you're getting that tonight?
I don't, and if I do, I'm probably only getting it for 20 to 25.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if you see the starting 5 out there. Like tonight might be a PJ Tucker night, and like Tucker and Harden,
or rest night.
Yeah, Tucker and Embiid, or Tobias Harris just had a night off, so that's okay. Maybe, just maybe, Tyrese Maxey might need a night off. Whatever. I don't know, but I'd be surprised if you're a full roster tonight and throughout the rest of the year. Yeah.
Okay, so it really does. It plays to what you're saying. Then you do not believe the Sixers are the. Now look, the odds of the Heat getting the 6th seed are sort of slim because the Nets have the season series against them. The Nets already have secured the season series, so they've beaten them all 3 games that the two teams have faced, which surprised me a little bit. So now it is when we're looking at we're looking at this matchup. It doesn't matter though. The week of preparation doesn't matter. It's just the idea that you can shut down your team.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I mean, in the NBA, there's not it's not like football where there's a game plan and you need a week to do it. No, they know each other. No, they know each other in and out by now.
How about the benefit, Pat, of taking the train if they take the Amtrak up or if they take a luxury line or bus and not knowing they don't have to travel by plane to Brooklyn? Any benefit in that at all?
Yeah, I think that's big. The travel, and Bob knows all about it. You got these guys that are 7 foot going on a plane. That's not great, even if it's 2 hours. And the planes are not exactly Southwest Airlines. They're very nice planes, but still, I think if it's as simple as an Amtrak ride in an hour, I think that'd be way better, and then they can sleep in their own beds.
And I love
I'd much rather like that.
Have you seen, Bob, have you ever done the train with the pro sports teams? Because they get these special cars. Amtrak will put the special cars on them. I know that baseball teams have used it to travel between areas, and man, they're comfy. These are nice train cars. They're not sitting there in the little folded seats like the rest of us.
No?
So
so there's just special trains sitting there waiting for pro teams
cars
over
that they
it?
can say that are more like luxury. They're more
Really?
luxury. They're more
I
spread
thought
out.
all the trains I was always on was pretty luxurious. Plenty of room.
We rode them the other day. We rode Coach the other day, Amtrak, and it was fantastic. The seats were great. There were plugs everywhere. Like if people want to do their work, it was an excellent. It was an excellent experience.
Yeah, I love riding a train.
I'd love to. I like that, and I think there's a chance too. Sixers fans would take over Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
Whereas,
that's not
compared
bad.
to the Heat, they're not going down to Miami. Sixers fans aren't taking over the building. We saw that last year.
I think our buddy Vince from Philly Sports Trips would have a bus trip going up there.
See, I'm thinking this could really work. There you go.
Yeah, I Brooklyn isn't one of my favorite places to watch a game. They do the theater type thing where they don't have lights in the bowls. It's very, very dark where the fans sit and all the lighting goes down on the floor. It's the arena's fine. I mean, it's okay. I don't love it there, but I'll tell you what: if Vince gets a group together, I'm in.
It might be a good.
I'm in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
Be a
take
nice
the train
trip.
up and then take the
amazing
subway
how
over.
Well, I
It's
think they
awesome.
do a bus.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
a
do a
bus
bus.
too. I like buses.
It's amazing. You assume you're invited.
I can pay money to be there. I wasn't looking for an invite. I was saying
Seemed
I
like
would
you were
pay my
looking-
way. I'm
I
a
don't know,
paying
you
customer,
didn't-
Pat.
You didn't say that.
Don't
at first.
assume that I'm looking for a handout.
That's exactly what I assumed.
I'm thinking there's a
tone.
You're
a
being
bus
mean.
with beer on it, Bob.
I like
I'm
buses
guessing-
and I like beer, and I'm not going to say in that order.
I'm thinking it is. So
I'm not going to say it in that order.
I think that works out well.
There's a guy who likes buses and beers over there.
He
We've
likes
had
it.
some fun. We've had some fun adventures, buses and beer. I will.
That dude lives for a Greyhound.
Yeah, when I played college ball, you would get paid. I think we got paid like $8 for away games, something like that, and we would pull it all together.
$8?
Yeah, and we had a guy who drove the bus. His name was Benny, and we would give him all of our collection, and say, "Benny, you know where to stop on the bus ride home." And Benny would stop, and maybe there were some beers and stuff on the way home. Yeah.
Would the coach
Coach
just
didn't ride with us often.
Oh,
He-
really? So he drove his own car?
Yeah, I don't really recall him being on the bus all that often, but yeah, we had some.
That's a good coach, and you're all safe because you're on a bus.
Yeah, we're in Benny's hands. Yeah,
That works.
yeah.
I love
It was
that
all
you.
good. I don't know
love
if
that
Benny
you
was
still
drinking,
remember
too. Who
Benny.
knows?
I love that you still remember Benny.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
Benny was good. He offered to drain my knee one time.
What?
He was like the equipment guy. He was the guy that drove the bus. He was probably the maintenance
He was
guy
going
at
to
the
train
gym.
your knee with a
So
syringe?
I had a bad knee, and it got pretty swollen or whatever. And he overheard the coach tell me, "Yeah, you got to go see about that. You might have to get it drained." And I was going. I think my uniform ripped or something, and I had to go to Benny to get it taken care of. And Benny said, "I heard Coach tell you need your knee drained."
Oh, no.
I said, "Yeah, possibly." He comes back with a needle. I swear to God, and he goes, "I could do it." And I'm like, "No, I'm good, man. I'm all right."
So what do you think of the changes to the Philadelphia Big Five, Bob? It's something that Pat, for you've always said it, and as a de facto Temple fan, you've always said it really doesn't mean much to you.
It doesn't, but when I saw the news, sorry, Bob, because you asked you.
No,
but
go.
When I saw the news, I thought, man, this sucks. But I thought it sucked for you guys more than me.
I think it totally sucks that the City Series is over. The City Series, as we know it, is over. The tradition of the round robin within the city is over. And I see no reason for it. When these programs in the city are playing bull crap opponents, Villanova, Temple, I'll put my school right at the top. When they're playing bull crap opponents in these games, there is no reason that all of these schools would not be playing each other. And to go, what are you going to bring in? Southwest Missouri State and I don't know, what was that terrible Maryland Eastern Shore?
Maryland, hey, they lost to that team. So.
I understand. And crap like that, you're going to tell me you can't play the local teams, and I blame them all in this format. I blame it. They're now going to play a different format where they will be broken into 2 3-team pods. And the pods will play each other in November. The winners match up based on their record in a triple header at Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah.
Which will be announced next week.
Well, it's funny. Dana O'Neill, who I love and who I used to work with for a long, long time and is one of this country's best college writers.
Love his stuff.
To her.
I mean, tease.
She wrote in January and the first line about this, and the first line that she had was, the Philly Six has found a solution to keep the Big Five tradition alive. So
she
took
took it from a positive viewpoint. Because I mean, is it what are we seeing from these programs? We're seeing them play these garbage games, and we're gonna have all these lousy games played now.
What do you mean lousy games? Like the conferences that they're in. I mean, I'm sure people aren't all thrilled to go see Temple and Toledo on a Wednesday night. It's the conferences. It's the conferences that they're in. Is just the Ivy's not changing. The Big East is the Big East.
Okay,
that's fine.
I'll use and again I was ripping Temple earlier. I'll rip Villanova now. Delaware State University, University of Portland. St. John's is a good one. I like seeing St. John's.
St. John's is good.
That is and by the way, St. John's now gets to be a little more interesting when you've got a guy like Rick Pitino going in there and taking care of things. I'm ripping on Maryland Eastern Shore, and I already got somebody going, I went to Maryland Eastern Shore. Sorry, dude. It's not a good game. It's not a good game for Temple to have to play. Temple doesn't have to play Maryland Eastern Shore.
Well, you say that, and then they lose by 10, and it's going to be like, who do you want them to play?
But they don't need to play it. You need to play the local. You need to play the local teams. You need to play the teams that matter. This should never have gone away. I don't look at it as a positive that the Big Five is dead. I can't, because I don't understand the rationale for it. It's something that's unique. It's something that's good. And yes, playing them on their own campuses, I think is a great, great thing. But it seems like all the schools have gotten tired of it.
Well, you got to change something because it's not good right now. So you have to have change.
Well, the teams aren't good.
And this is, so the teams aren't good. The Big Five isn't good. College, whatever it is, they're at least trying something. When you have still around a Stevie Donahue, a Fran Dunphy, people that were just born and bred on the Big Five, they're not going to let it die. They're trying something different in order to revitalize it.
But it seems like the schools didn't want to continue the round robin.
Well,
why? Why? Why would they not want to continue that?
Look at the interest. I went to the Big Five. I went to a Big Five doubleheader this year. I thought it was awesome that they decided to do it, and there was no juice at all. Nothing.
But it wasn't that like a Thursday at. Like it wasn't the timing.
It was a Thursday night doubleheader or something.
It was weird timing, wasn't it? It wasn't like a Saturday
I don't know, but
when they're normally held.
Temple Penn was Saturday afternoon. I know that one.
But a doubleheader, a Big Five doubleheader, no matter the night in any year, at any time, would have drawn a sold out palestra, and this one wasn't even half full. As I told you guys at the time, one of the coaches called me and was like, "Yo, Kuhn, if you could just build this up a little bit on air because it doesn't have much juice." It shows how in flux the Big Five is. Whether this works or not, I don't know. I hear what you're saying, John.
I'm nostalgic. Look, I'm being nostalgic.
Yeah, I like that they're trying something different. I like that they're trying something because as it is now, I told you, my son who played 1 year in the Big Five called me a few months ago and asked me how it was on the doubleheader, and he said, God, I swear to God, I want to go to schooling so I can revitalize the Big Five in years. Like, that's how much passion he has for it as a kid that grew up growing to the Palestra, who was lucky enough to play at the Palestra, all that. They have to try something to revitalize it, and I can't imagine this is short-sighted thinking when you have Fran Dunphys and Stevie Donahue and when this planning was going on, and Aaron McKee and all those people involved. I can't believe this is short-sighted thinking.
I'll be there for the triple header. Now, that'll be an interesting day down at the Wells Fargo Center. A 5-6 game, a 3-4 game, and a 1-2 game. So that's going to be the format.
Yeah.
So You'll have like a championship game. It'll be.
So if it
something different.
revitalizes it to a whole new group of fans, and they say, "Oh wow, that was really cool," and you do it for a couple years, and then you bring back it all, then maybe you grow it again. There's long-term vision here that maybe we don't see it in the short-sighted look. You know what I mean?
Bob thinks that there could be some good news for Joel Embiid about a personal award. We'll get to it next.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's corner.
We'll do it later.
We'll do it later.
What a tease.
I know. That was a good one, Pat.
Tell me, play that off like that was intentional.
John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. With summer coming.
Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic and our friends at Natural Lawn of America. Creating green lawns quickly and more naturally and fewer weeds since 1987. You want your lawn to look beautiful with no gophers in it either. As we hear that.
You can't have the gophers. You can have golfers.
Yes.
No gophers.
Let's kill all the gophers. Schedule their full-service program. Get a free seeding every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED from Natural Lawn of America. Greener grass, fewer weeds guaranteed. You are getting torn down by these allergies this spring. This is the worst in the 3 years I've known you.
I wonder if everybody out there is having them as bad also, people that have allergies. We had a meeting with somebody yesterday about something, and she was saying also, she's like, the kids that she overlooks, she said their allergies have been off the wall bad over the last couple of weeks. I've been horrible. Jamie has bad allergies. It's just been, Pat has been going through it just as bad.
It's not fun.
It sucks. It's unbelievable this year.
These trees, man, they got to stop having sex.
Is that what it is? The sex of the trees?
It's pollen. Pollen is.
But how does
trees procreate?
One tree.
Well,
it knocks off the pollen. Yeah,
knocks the pollen off.
Yeah, like when we do that, it knocks our socks off. Yeah. With trees, it knocks the pollen off.
Now I take an allergy medication most days because I would in the South. I have nothing going on.
Yeah, you're lucky.
It's like I'm not allergic to what was up here. But I never had allergies when I lived up here. And I've come home and I did not bring them with me. So I'm happy. I'm very, very happy with that one. That it's because it seems like people are just miserable with it. Coach, are you all right? You seem a little miserable, but it's not from
that's just my
normal.
Yeah, normal miserableness. No, I do the seasonal Flonase. And it's I've had it.
Now, do you shoot? Is that the one you shoot up your nose?
Yeah,
and it comes out the other side, right?
Is that cocaine?
No. But this is today.
That's what they're calling it.
I started it Monday, so today's day 4, and I'm great.
You're feeling good.
Oh yeah,
that's good then. You also, though, Coach, had a really kind thing to say today, and you and Bob agreed on a person, and you don't even know their name.
Yeah.
And when I saw a thing yesterday, and I have it in my notes today, that because of the internet, companies are 37 times more likely to get a tweet or an Instagram post about a negative experience than they are a positive one. And you and Bob today both talked about a lady in glowing terms that gives you customer service at a toll booth, and you don't know her name.
Yeah, so every morning I take the Ben Franklin Bridge to get here, and I have Easy Pass, and I started using cash recently, and I did it to, every once in a while you need to change, what you do, change your life up a little bit. So that was one of the changes that I made because I wanted to be able to interact with somebody before I got into work. So that's what I decided to do, and I guess it's toll booth, the cash-only toll booth number 5, right, Bob?
Well, they switch around a little bit, but today number 5 she was?
No, she wasn't in number 5. Usually I go in number 5, and it is a lady who, don't know her name, never asked her, but I do know when she takes my cash, her fingernails look like they are cat claws.
Like talons?
Yeah, and they're all painted up and stuff like that, and she is one of the nicest people that you would want to encounter at 4 o'clock in the morning. Always says thank you, always says have a great day. And I see her every morning. She wasn't there today.
But you both spoke of her. Bob knew exactly who it was.
Yeah.
And Bob spoke of her in the same glowing fashion.
And there used to be a dude that I would go through all the time, fan of the show. Would always bring up topics that we talked about.
What?
And we'd stop. What? I'd go through his booth.
Before you talk?
I'd go through his booth, Pat.
Okay,
and,
all right, Bob.
Such a good dude. I gave him 10 tickets to FanFest a couple years
that's
ago.
awesome.
Yeah. So, but I went with the easy. Now, Coach, if you forget $5, if you to go through the cash lane and you forget your money, would you ask her for her Venmo so you could do that?
No, her for her Venmo?
Well, they need the money.
I mean, if you're going to tip somebody, and
no, but if I continue going through the same toll booth at Christmas time this year, I'll probably give her a little something.
That's nice. See, that's nice. Good job, Coach. I like that. I just like it when you hear that people, all they do is complain on the internet about how bad people are and how bad the service is.
It's like I say to my kids, it's so much easier to be happy and say good things about people than it is to be mad and look for anger.
37-1.
37-1?
Twitter is worse. 37. Instagram is 29-1. So more likely a company is going to get a negative post on that. And Pat, as you always say, it's such a positive place. It's shocking.
Yeah, it's a hellscape. It sucks.
It's unbelievable.
Not fun. Yeah, I last Thursday when we had our PJs happy hour, Jim from PJs was there.
Jim's awesome.
I told him about my positive experience at Oaks.
Well, that's your PJ.
It's just easier though. Like I feel like it's so common that anytime a company gets feedback, it's always negative. It's never like, hey, by the way,
right?
This was actually.
It was a great experience.
It was great. Yeah.
I love that you did that. Hey, 7 a.m. hour is brought to you by the all-new Bet Parks app, sportsbook and casino in one sleek, easy-to-use app in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. In Cooney's Corner, Bob says that an MVP might have an added benefit.
Do you want me to hit it now?
Yeah, hit it now
Okay,
if you would, Pat.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Well, maybe it does. I wanted to ask you guys. I don't know. If we look at Joel Embiid's past playoff performances, the first thing that we'll think of is, well, the team didn't get out of the second round. The team didn't do this. He was hurt. There was excuses for him, whatever it may be. And excuse is kind of not the right word to use. When you have a broken face, that's not really an excuse. It's kind of factual. So there's different things going on with Joel Embiid come playoff time. The end-all, be-all being the team has never gotten out of the second round. He is the leader of this team. He's the leader of this organization. Do you think winning an MVP, and it looks like it's sewed up with the numbers that have gone out there now in the betting world, do you think him winning an MVP could carry over to more special play in the playoffs? Could it carry over to better success for the organization in the playoffs? I'm of the belief, I don't give a flying crap about awards. I really don't. But he seems to, and that's fine. I don't neglect him that at all. That is absolutely fine that means a lot to him. Do you think, and I honest to God, you guys know his makeup a little bit, that if he does garner this award at the end of the season, that he will have a better playoff, that if it's a known fact he's the MVP, that he'll be better in the playoffs?
I don't know how. Here's the only thing I have to say about it is I don't know how much better he could be because I've never really seen him full healthy come playoff time.
Well, he could be better just that way.
Because, I mean, this regular season has been stupidly awesome.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Can he take it to another level?
I mean, another level compared to his past playoff performances. Yeah.
I believe it after this year. After what I've seen this year, I believe he can. I believe he can elevate it. And, Bob, if it makes him feel, if he gets an extra shot in the arm, if he feels a little more swagger in his step, God bless him.
Yeah,
God bless him, and I hope it works. I don't know how he could elevate from what we've seen. The other night was stupid against Boston.
Yeah, elevating this regular season, I agree. I don't know how much more he could do. But when you go to playoff pasts, nothing really, well, I shouldn't say it. What probably sticks out to most is that he is hurt, that he hasn't carried a team past the second round. You know, different things like that. I do wonder if he goes to another level. Now, we're talking about a guy that in playoff time, I'm trying to look it up now. I had it before, but I can't find it. I don't recall us, when you think of playoff failures, you think of the play of Ben Simmons. You think of the play of Tobias Harris, that those guys didn't give you enough besides Joel Embiid. But Joel Embiid should be good enough to carry you through a series or something like that.
Well, he
could be a difference maker. And I just wonder. Now, he's only averaging 24 points a game in the playoffs.
That makes no sense.
Right?
That makes no. But last year he played with a broken face.
Last year had a broken face.
And two thumbs,
and
right?
the thumb, yeah.
The thumb, I think, is arguably bigger than the face. I mean, the face is going to be uncomfortable, obviously, and you're going to play a different way. But the thumb, that messes with your shooting form. And meanwhile, he's hitting game winners. With a messed up thumb.
And let's not forget how much of a ball handler he is. Now, when I say that, people think of dribbling and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. Just catching the ball and the way he moves the ball and has to have the ball in his hands a lot. That's a ball handler. And when you have a bad thumb, Pat, great point about that. Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, it was what he battled through last year was incredible. Was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, his playoff numbers are 24 points a game, 11 rebounds a game, 3 assists. He's a lot better than that.
Well, he's gone in now 2 of the last 3 years. He's been going in.
Yeah.
So,
which is why I don't think he plays tonight. Like, I think they're going to
I get you. And I get you.
Him in bubble wrap a little bit. And I don't blame him for doing it because I felt like his body language going into the final game last season against the Heat was more indicative of like, geez, man, we can't get out of that second round because I can never stay healthy. And we've seen fluke injuries happen in garbage games. Prime example was the game that we were watching last season.
Right.
And you said you turned the Bob. When do you get him out?
And it right before it happened.
Later? You know, I mean, the Markelle Fultz breaking it on his face. Like, it's just, those are garbage games that you really didn't need. I understand you want to keep the guy in shape and all that crap, but you can do that and, pick up games at the practice facility. Like, I don't need to see him out there against Bam Adebayo, who has, no intention of keeping his elbows to himself.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him for doing it. It's competition.
And it's great. I'm getting some pushback on YouTube. People are like, who cares about the MVP? Great. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You said that in the beginning. You said that.
No, I'm not disagreeing with them. That's a great point. Who cares? We don't. I hear you.
He does.
I'm wondering if he does, and it elevates his play. That's my whole point here.
I absolutely think it'll maybe not elevate because, as John said, how much can he elevate even more?
Playoff elevation.
But I think, I think if he wins the MVP, it'll be like, all right, now time for the second thing.
Yeah, maybe it puts him at ease that he makes this team play better, that he has a different outlook on playoffs, that, I don't know, maybe it just opens up a ray of sunshine that maybe he didn't have in playoff
I definitely don't get a sense that he just kicks back and goes, all right, I got it. I'm good. I can chill out now. No, like, I think there is a longer goal to it. I think the MVP is more solidifying what we all know, which is he's the best player in the league. But I think the ultimate goal for him is a championship. And I think that when the lows are low and when he's feeling it, you can see it from his body language. And I think that when he's happy and excited, I think he's playing his best ball. And
yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. Mental matters.
Yeah.
Right?
And how could you not feel good when you finally get some? Like, when we had George Niang and he talked about it, he's coming in the locker room going like they hate the process, they don't want to validate it. Okay, well, if you get validation finally, that thing that you've been looking for 3 years now, that you could make a case that you should have won the last 3 years, you finally get that thing. How can you not be happy?
Yeah.
How can you not be in a good mood? And his personality, it seems like it's infectious.
And like I said again, a lot of us don't care. I don't care about awards at all. But if it's a case where he gets it and you see something different come playoff time that you haven't seen in other playoffs, whatever it may be, okay, I'm all for it. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. We'll see a week from Saturday.
All right, we got 3 games left, John. So how would you handle it? You got Miami tonight, at Atlanta tomorrow, and then Brooklyn on the 9th. What do? If you're John Kincade, all of a sudden now you're standing in Doc Rivers, Daryl Morey's, whoever's shoes that you have to stand in to make the decision about who you're playing. What are you doing?
I play all out tonight, and I rest Saturday and Sunday. I split the guys up and rest on Saturday and Sunday.
I don't mind that.
On Friday and Sunday.
Right. I don't mind. What is today? My days are all mixed up. Today's Thursday. Because today's my Friday, so I'm all messed up.
And I think Trae Young's not playing tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that right?
He begged out of a game last night.
So I don't disagree with you. I'm almost. Now, you guys know me. I want to see the whole thing. I want to see it on the floor. I want to see. I didn't love the way they played against Boston the other night.
No, it wasn't good.
Would I mind putting out everybody again tonight and looking to get a good game and all that? That would be my first inclination, but it's not 100% right now. If they do rest guys tonight, okay, I'm okay. But if they do go the way you say, John, go all in tonight and then rest, I'm more fine with that, I think. Yeah.
Hey, now through April 9th, visit Campers Inn RV, their mega motorhome markdown. Shop 739 new motorhomes priced up to 40% off. Visit Campers Inn RV for guaranteed lowest prices. See the dealer for details. Pat, I have a food item for you.
Okay.
By the way, we will be talking some NFL draft at the bottom of the hour in regards to the Jalen Carter story that's coming out that reportedly now you have ESPN and NFL Network saying that the Eagles are the wall for Jalen Carter, that the Eagles will never let Jalen Carter get by. You got a lot of whispers going on. Now the question is, will they go up and get him? We'll talk about that with Carlos Medina coming up at the bottom of the hour. He's got his NFL draft guide out, too, that you can go grab. I have a food item, Pat, I want you to try.
Okay.
I know you're not the biggest Subway fan,
I like to eat fresh.
but Subway has a special Easter sandwich. The Cadbury Cream Egg
I'm out.
Easter sandwich.
I'm out. You can stop right there. I'm out on Cadbury eggs.
I do
when they're-
not
when
like
they're- when they're
Cadbury
normal.
eggs at all.
No, I'm not eating the Cadbury. Go ahead. Tell me what it is, though.
It is the Cadbury Cream Egg, the 6-inch sandwich made on the chain's Italian white bread and has chocolate cream eggs melted in the middle of it. It is two those Cadbury eggs melted on each side of it. So
If you like Cadbury eggs, it sounds like it would be good.
in bread, it's dipped in in bread. Bob, look at this. Speaking of like it looks in bread. It is there's for our YouTube audience.
It looks inbred?
Good if you
Yeah,
like.
it does look inbred. Yes, this sandwich looks creepy. It's a chocolate sandwich.
What's wrong with that?
A chocolate sandwich?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
What do you not understand?
The two sensations don't.
Chocolate and bread. Yeah, I don't see the two
don't
going
get it?
that much together. No.
Yeah, you put Nutella on a sandwich.
I
and
can't
grill it.
stand Nutella.
You see, I never thought about it that way. My daughter likes that.
Say Nutella. What do you mean? Get out of here.
I don't like
Yeah, then
Nutella.
I don't like you.
Yes, you do.
This is the
Why
end.
would you
This
say
is the
that?
end.
Do not let
7:09
chocolate come between us.
7:09 on a Thursday. Our friendship just ended because you
No.
insulted Nutella.
I didn't insult it. I just said I don't like it. That's not an insult.
And on behalf of Nutella, I have to say I don't like you.
Okay, but you don't
If
have to
I'm
speak
picking
for
sides-
Nutella. I'm only speaking for myself. Why are you speaking for all of
If I'm
Nutella?
picking sides, I have to pick Nutella.
I do not
Really?
I do not like the Nutella. My daughter loves the
Well,
Nutella.
John, you can get over there with Bob. I don't like you.
I can't do the Nutella.
Delicious.
I can't do it.
I like making pancakes. I put peanut butter on one pancake. I put Nutella on the other.
No, wait a minute. How do you spread peanut butter on a pancake? Doesn't it just break apart?
What do you mean? Does it break apart? No, it's peanut butter.
No, I'm talking about the pancake itself. Isn't the pancake soft and fluffy? Or do you make the pancakes that are hard, like rock hard, that you could smear something?
I don't make it rock hard, but I make it so there's a little char, there's a little crisp.
Coach,
I'll make it rock hard.
how do you make your pancakes, Coach? Could you take a knife and spread Nutella on top of your pancakes, or are they fluffy, soft deliciousness?
Nah, I'm out on the Nutella.
I'm out on this whole show.
But I do like the fluffy, soft pancakes.
The fluffy and soft pancake, I wouldn't think you could do that
Maybe
on.
I've got Connor in the back on my side.
Now, waffles, I need a little bit
Crispy,
burned,
right?
Yeah.
A
not
little
burned,
crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a little burn to the pancake.
No. I made 22 pancakes this past Sunday.
What?
Don't know why I counted them, but I did.
why would
well,
you count it?
The reason I counted them was because I was wondering. I hadn't made this size before because we had company this weekend, so there was a lot of kids in the house. So I made a huge breakfast as opposed to the smaller I usually do. But I do not overcook my pancakes a little bit. No, it's
You
just
want
got to be
soft
that
fluffiness.
golden beautifulness. I don't like no brown, black, anything on my.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And you know
Although
what?
I don't even eat them. I make them for everybody else, and I don't eat them.
Yeah, so you're sitting here talking, and it's stolen pancake valor.
Oh, no, but everybody loves my pancakes, Pat.
Oh, I'm sure they'd love mine too.
We occasionally get
I'll sleep over, and I can make them in the morning.
We can have
See?
waffles.
we occasionally get a special table that we get seated at our breakfast spot on the weekends, and I will send Bob a picture as we sit in the booth because it's Bobby's happy place.
You did send
This
me a
table.
picture.
You didn't respond to it.
I thought you maybe sent it to somebody else because I had no idea what you were talking about.
It was at
Bob
the
was making
restaurant
pancakes. He didn't have time to respond.
at the beautiful Market Street Grill in Westchester.
I apologize for not responding. I, honest to God, thought that you made a mistake. I didn't understand it. I should have asked you.
And on the wall, there must be a guy named Bobby, one of their regulars. And up on the wall, there's a sign at this little two-person table, and it says Bobby's Happy Place. And I sent it to Bob, and I'm like, and I sent him a little heart saying, "Look, Bob, this is your happy place."
I
You would love
apologize.
this.
I thoroughly apologize. I didn't know what it was about, and then when I think I was a case, I saw it, and I was trying to figure it out because I didn't want to be mean and say, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, so
and then
that's
I
it.
forgot to respond. So I do
There you go.
John, if
apologize.
it makes you feel any better, Bob has made it clear to me that after 10 o'clock, he's not answering.
He's not part of us.
He's not answering any of my text messages.
That's
Okay.
such a fallacy.
Okay. Now, by the way, we sit
Your
down.
office hours are from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m.
We sit at Bobby's Happy Place the other day, and who sits down, gets seated right next to us? One of your favorite employees in the whole cluster, Pat.
Stacy McKinney.
Stacy and I, we bump into Stacy at breakfast all over Chester County, her and her husband.
Stacy McKinney is
Isn't she awesome?
first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, the Joey Votto of this place.
She defines what this place should be from top to bottom.
Yeah, like you sit there and you go, "Oh, this person's great," and then she kind of just gets. I want to say forgotten by a lot of people because she walks around on.
Not by you.
And I gotta let people know, like, yo,
MVP.
every other week, every other Friday, she shows up and shows out.
Now wait a minute though. She always makes her husband pay for breakfast though. They say I'm just.
She makes
this
him?
one, it looks like it.
Well,
Looks like he's the one going for the
that
wallet.
week. He got paid
So-
that week.
Maybe they have joint accounts, so they're both really paying. It's just so happens.
Love seeing Stacy at breakfast.
Now, look at this, John. A visual here.
there you go.
Does it look like I ignore Pat? Look at all these text messages.
Yeah, but what time did you respond to them?
It's 10 a.m.
No, it's
10
10
a.m.
a.m.
6
All right, I'll
a.m.
just
9:56.
randomly look at a
9:57.
text. He sent me a text. All right, at 8:35 a.m. and I didn't respond to the next one.
Thank you.
Wait a second.
Appreciate it. So you were off that day.
It was.
No.
Yeah, he's coming up a little empty here, Pat.
Yep.
Wait,
Proving
no. All
my
right, here's
point.
one.
Proving
You
my
sent one
point.
at 12:06. I responded at 12:08.
There you go.
You sent. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Wow,
Pat,
I am bad.
yeah,
I
exactly.
apologize,
Wait a
Pat.
minute. We always getting on Saltunis for this? That Saltunis is like grandpa with texts? No, I mean, not true there. So.
But, sometimes a text doesn't really warrant a response. Like, if you send something happy, do I really have to send a thumbs up or a,
no,
I love you or
It's
one
all
of
right.
these, Pat? Do I?
Sorry,
I
don't
sent
worry
you a
about it.
topless picture of myself, and you
There was.
you said nothing back.
There was full nipples showing.
yeah.
You didn't even respond. I
And it
saw
was
the picture.
cold.
Seriously,
that
we're going to
room.
end a segment
It
like this.
was
We
cold
could have
in
done
that
better.
room.
Hey, by the way,
Poked your eye
by
out.
the way, Pat, your Saturday morning partner,
Yeah.
I'm declaring war as of right now.
I
With
gotta
the Tunis.
I got to side with him.
We're going to find out. John
maybe.
Kincade, I'll tell you why. John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. Hey, Landis Block and Concrete.
back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
I think he does this to piss you off, Bob.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Today's show brought to you by Natural Lawn of America, creating green grass in your yard quickly, easily, beautiful with fewer weeds since 1987. Schedule their full service program and get free seeding every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED, Natural Lawn of America, with greener grass and fewer weeds guaranteed. We'll talk to Carlos Medina at the bottom of the hour. He's got his NFL draft guide out. More importantly, he covers the SEC on a daily basis. And this whole Jalen Carter talk and about the Eagles now, ESPN now, yesterday, and NFL Network talk about it, that Daniel Jeremiah had it, that the Eagles are the backdrop for Jalen Carter. Nothing will go further than 10. He will never slip by the Eagles. They will never let him get past. Now I'm starting to question, will the Eagles move up? And will they go try to get him if he does slide? And Carlos may have an idea about that, having covered his career, watched him. We'll talk to him about that. And plus, Bijan Robinson and more. He's got his draft guide out. He'll have his answers for that, and then he'll be able to tell you how to get it. So, the National League Championship Phillies return to start their 81-game home campaign tomorrow. Will be opening day. And last year, I go back and I said before the year, 41-40 on the road, 50-31 at home should be the targets. That would have been a 91-win season and would have secured the second wild card. Now, the second wild card would have meant a different series. You would have had to play the Dodgers instead of playing the Cardinals, and so that's a little bit different. Maybe it all goes differently. But I still believe that should be the target again. 41-40 on the road, 50-31 at home. I wonder with this team, though, could the home number potentially be even better this year around? But 1-5 is not a great start. I'm not in the I shouldn't say in the least bit. What I'm concerned about is if Marsh is in trouble and Derek Hall's in trouble when we find out about their injury situation. And that's what I want to.
The Derek Hall thing, I don't know. It looked like it was a jam. You hope there's not some kind of a break in there, obviously. Him going back out on the field seemed to be a good thing, but smart move. It's concerning. As a player, you know what a jam is, and he must have felt something that felt a little bit different. So,
and that could be worse today.
Oh, yeah.
Than it was,
could be worse today. Yeah, if it's not a break, no matter what, that thing's going to be sore for a little while. 91 wins, no matter how you break it down. Yeah, I like your philosophy there, John. The 1-5 start. Look, Texas and the Yankees can hit. And, yeah, the Phillies, if they're going to contend, they got to beat teams like that, yada, yada, yada. We know that. But 2 series on the road against 2 good hitting teams. If you break it down, they won one of the games. They had an explosion in the first game of offense that got, negated by an explosion of the other team offensively. There was a couple of close games in there. I'm okay. I'm about as good as you can be after a 1-5 start, simply because of the way they lost and what they are as a team. I think they'll be okay. I like your breakdown of the home and away.
I think that's a legitimate number.
Yeah, the only thing I don't love right now Soto came in yesterday and gave up a home run, which is, concerning. But the only thing I don't love right now is and this is just right now, we're talking 6 games, whatever, is their inability to seemingly come up with that key hit when they need it. Because I think that's a contagious thing, John.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those things where you talk about one inning, one thing. They're going to I truly believe, Pat, we're going to see the hitting shoes come on this weekend. And
I would agree.
I'll set the over-under on runs. I'll set the over-under runs at 19.5 this weekend.
You're asking me to do math, which I wasn't good at.
Well, that's going to average.
That's like 6.5 a game, Pat.
Yes.
Ooh,
I think the hitting shoes are going to be wild this weekend.
I think they're going to have a couple of bust-out performances, at least 2 of the games. I think they'll put a big spot up there. I mean, also, look, the Reds aren't good. They're really, really bad. Now, Hunter Green's a really good pitcher, and he's going for them tomorrow. But other than that, they're gross. So
they're not good.
If you can't put runs on this team, I'm not going to be hitting the panic switch, but I'll be I'll be a little concerned about when are the bats going to come alive? It's only a matter of time before they do, and I thought about what Charlie Manuel always said with hitting season. But if you can't put runs against the Reds, that's going to be a little alarming to me.
Yeah, I do. I agree with you. I think they bust out this weekend. 19.5 is a lot of runs for 3 games.
That's bold, but yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, remember my prediction was right yesterday, right? I said
no, it was absolutely
wrong. He had a shutout through 15.
Yeah, he was pretty good yesterday.
15 batters. He had a shutout.
Yeah, Garrett Cole was good yesterday. My prediction, however, was correct in that Schwarber would get 2 home runs in this series.
Okay.
So hopefully, like you're saying, John, hopefully it translates, not just him, but that they come home and they really start raking. I kind of see it. I do. I think they're going to come home and be comfortable. Tomorrow's going to be a big day with getting the rings and all. What time is tomorrow?
The rings,
1 o'clock?
The rings they get on Sunday, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I think they give the rings later.
What time is tomorrow? I missed it. I'm sorry.
How do you guys?
3:05.
Is it 3 tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah, 3:05.
Yeah, 3:05. How do you guys feel about the ring ceremony for?
I don't like it.
I know how you would feel about it.
You know I hate it.
Bobby, how do you feel about it?
About what? I'm
ring
sorry.
ceremony for NL champions
For finishing second.
I heard.
I don't like it.
I heard some say. Who was it? I don't know. I forget. Somebody say yeah. So after they get their second place rings, then
It
they
is
have
a
to
second
look
place ring.
Yeah. Yeah, you give it to them, but don't make a ceremony about it.
I don't think there should be an on-field ceremony.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I appreciate what the team did, and if you want to honor what they did, whatever. But having a ceremony where they get second place ring, I'd be grossed out by it.
And I'll bet you most of the players are too.
And by the way,
I don't want to say grossed out by it.
Like they'll keep it, but
Yeah,
it's like finishing second in the Olympics.
you're going to get trolled by one of your division opponents. Going to troll you. You don't sell it. I don't think you have a ring ceremony for second place. Dodgers didn't do it on the field. Braves didn't do it on the field. Houston didn't do it on the field.
I just don't think you should do it at all.
I just don't. I don't know.
I mean, I
think it's a
I'd love
players'
to know
event.
when this happened, where the second place team started giving themselves rings.
Oh no, that's been going on forever.
That has been going on. Okay,
Forever.
And I'm asking the. I don't know.
No, when you win the National League Championship or American League Championship, you get a ring.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
You always do. So that's been going on at least forever.
Okay,
at least forever, if not longer.
I mean, as far as like we can remember.
And I guess maybe the Phillies' line of thinking is, look, this is the way we will honor that run that we had.
Could be,
but I'm not a huge fan of it.
Hey, Nifty 50s will be here tomorrow. 10-time Best of Philly winner. Nifty 50s restaurant with 7 and soon to be 8 locations.
Let's go.
They're coming up to Ambler, I believe. Online at nifty50s.com. A vanilla milkshake, please, because it's Good Friday. So
I'm a big fan of the Rocky Road. If they're listening,
yes, you're like the Rocky
s'mores,
Road.
Huge fan of the s'mores. I usually go back and forth between if I get Rocky Road or s'mores.
That's always good.
They're right next to each other on the menu too when I order online. So sometimes there's a bit of a happy accident.
There you go. I put a tweet out for our next guest who's coming up, Carlos Medina. His NFL draft guide is out. And he is deep in the heart of SEC football country, especially University of Georgia coverage. So you've got a link where if you want to go check out his NFL draft guide, it not only talks about breakdowns by positions, he breaks down his draft board of the best players in college football from 1 to 50. He doesn't do a draft guide where he's like, okay, here's who I think who's going first. Here's who I think who's going second. It's who does he think are the 50 best players? And he's been doing this board for a long time. And the player that he has at number 1, Bob, is somebody that I guess a lot of talk is coming about right now with the Philadelphia Eagles seems to be surrounding, and that's Jalen Carter.
Yeah, number 1 talent on his board, I believe. So, interesting. The off-the-field issues are real.
Right.
And concerning. Is it something that, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you say, what was all the big deal about him? I'm not laughing. It's not a laughing matter of
but
what
it's
happened.
the idea, right?
Yeah. We've seen it with other players that off-the-field problems move them down. But when it comes to football or whatever the sport may be, they turn out to be very, very good. I'm on the fence. I don't know.
It's a weird situation, and Carlos he's knee deep in it all. The one thing is, he thinks he's the best player on the board.
Yeah, he has him at the very top. Yeah, so
and that's where I would say you're going to look and guys who watch him all the time. He's a game wrecker. And that's one of those things that I wonder whether if he's sitting there at 7, if he's sitting there at 8, is a situation able to be where you can where you see Howie move up and go get him and say, I'm not letting this guy pass.
Yeah, and you're talking about the best defense in college football a couple years ago, and now the middle of your line would be made up of those players, where you're talking about Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis, and then if you go this way in the draft, I don't know. I've read a couple of things saying putting those two guys together, Jordan Davis, would be just crazy.
Yes.
Should they do it? But yeah, there is what the concern is.
And that is where that's what we're looking for. Now, we'll go to the Comcast Business Hotline. Every day in business is a big day. Comcast Business, get you ready for what's next. He's family to me. He's Carlos. He's known as Front Office Los down in Georgia football country. And he joins us from spring break, right? You're down at spring break in Florida, right?
Very remote area of Florida, Windmark Beach. So I'm just excited I could get a phone call in here.
That is great. Well, we're excited we can get phone calls in, right, Pat? We're excited when we can get a phone call in,
yes.
too. We have phone line problems all the time, so we're not on a lucrative beach like you are. Tell us all we need to know about Jalen Carter, because I put out the link for your draft guide. Everybody can go grab it and get a chance to look at it. You've watched this guy's entire career. You watched him when he was getting recruited to the University of Georgia. I remember you telling me about him. So what do you think about there's a lot of smoke around the Eagles if they see him slide, that Howie may even go get him and move up to get him?
Let me put it to you this way, John. So I published my draft guide last year. I think it was first week in April. So, about 3-4 weeks before the draft. And I said Trayvon Walker was the best player in the draft, and I had him as my number 1 overall prospect. I published about a week and a half ago, Jalen Carter is my number 1 overall player in this draft. And this is a player that when you talk about the Georgia defense, and obviously Philadelphia Eagles fans are very familiar, you've got some Georgia players on that defense. This is a team that 2 years ago gave up 12 points per game. Last year, they gave up, after 15 games, just a little bit over 14 points per game. In both years, Jalen Carter was the best player on that defense. He is a menace. He's a freak. We're talking about a player who's 310 pounds, who looks like he's about 250 when you see how quick he is. He's got the most violent hands. Now, the problem that you have is people talk about, Monday through Friday, he doesn't work as hard as he should. Okay, he's not a quarterback. I don't care. I know what he does when he gets on the field. Jalen Carter has been the best player at Georgia over the last 2 years on that defense.
Now, Carlos, when you say you don't care about his work ethic from Monday to Saturday, whatever it may be, could that be a problem come the NFL, though? Is it a problem that he showed up, from what people said, 10 pounds heavier or whatever? I'm not putting down the guy. I'm just wondering, does the concern not come to you at all because of how good this guy is?
And the reason why, there's a ton of game tape, and I just see that he's a total game wrecker. And I don't want to alibi for the kid. I'm not trying to do that. But I am saying that when he went through what he went through, and again, through fault of his own, he was involved in racing, a fellow Georgia staffer, and an accident happened, and 2 people lost their lives tragically. That's what happened. From that point on, when you understand that he was part of this legal system, part of this process where he had to go ahead and give his statements, he had to go ahead and deal with some of the stuff, I have to imagine that does mess with you somehow. You couldn't be human if you told me that it didn't mess with you. And so if you tell me that by the time he gets to pro day, he's heavy, he's not where he should be, all right, let's fast forward and see where in another month. Let's see where he's going to be. I think it is a concern for me, but at the same time, I also understand that life sometimes gets involved in things, and some people decide, hey, maybe they overeat, maybe they do some stuff for comfort. I just have to assume that that's what he is, because over the past 2 years, I see what he does whenever he's on the field.
Los, looking at Jalen Carter, we've seen in the past some of these guys drop very far when they're projected to go top 3. Laremy Tunsil's probably a good example, but that was, some certain circumstances. How far do you think he will drop if he does end up dropping out of the top 10?
It would boggle my mind if he got to the Philadelphia Eagles at 10. It really would. Because, again, this is a top player in the draft. And Laremy Tunsil, that was a freak show thing with the gas mask and, an hour before the draft. But I do think about a player, and I'll go back to 1998. There is no way that Randy Moss should have ended up at 22. Okay, it shouldn't have happened. But there are times where there's panic, and there's a decision where if they're passing, what do they know? Why are we passing on this guy? What does somebody have on him? And so if you tell me that he gets past Seattle at 5, I think it becomes more likely that he falls to somewhere near 10. As much as I would like to say an Atlanta Falcon team who's seen Jalen Carter, he's in the backyard, you hear whispers of they have an issue with him at 8. And so if he falls to 10, that is a place where if I'm Philadelphia, I run the card up there. I say, I'm taking Jalen Carter. I've got him for the next 5 years under contract with a 5th-year option. And oh, by the way, my room is strong enough that he doesn't have to be, the guy who shows up every single day with his work pail. That's like, you know what? You've already got good leadership there. You're already a Super Bowl team. You can support a guy like that.
You can check out frontofficefootball.net, and I put the link out there to your entire draft guide, which, as you know, I always asked you to give me a copy before it hit the public, and you always did, so I appreciate that.
You got the one with all the grammatical errors, okay? Before all the spell check happened.
Hey, Bijan Robinson. Everybody's talking about him here, and 3 of the top 4 teams from the Vegas betting odds to acquire Bijan Robinson are in the NFC East. Washington, Dallas, and Philadelphia. And I've already said I do not want to see him end up a Cowboy because I think he could absolutely open up their game to an entirely new level, and they've already got a good passing game.
Well, I don't want to see him be an Eagle either.
See, there you go.
Yeah, I have him number 3 overall, and understand that the running back position has been downgraded in terms of overall value. So I'm not saying, hey, he's going to be a top 3 pick. What I'm saying, he's a top 3 talent in this draft. The way I wrote about him, his starting and stopping capability, what he's able to do, the creativeness by which he runs. There's some Barry Sanders stuff in there, and don't take that lightly. We're talking about start and stop capability where he just stops and immediately he's right back to full speed. It's incredible to watch on tape. And so that is a player that if you tell me he ends up, 17th, 18th overall, I'd say that's still pretty impressive because running backs don't go in the top 10 unless you're Saquon Barkley. But if there is someone who should go in the top 10 who's a running back, that's Bijan Robinson.
Carlos, we talked about Carter and how he might play out being a pro. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to your Georgia guys and talk about Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis. Not much this year from them for the Philadelphia Eagles. Where do you see them going moving forward? How do you think they are a fit with this team?
Yeah, it's very much like what we saw in Athens. Those are 2 players that showed up and had to kind of wait their opportunity. Especially Nakobe Dean. It was Roquan Smith before him. Another top 10 pick, and Nakobe Dean had to wait for his opportunity. And once he got it, you quickly found out he's not the most physically imposing player. He's not the fastest player, but he might be the smartest player on the team. And so when you talk about what he's going to be in the Philadelphia Eagles defense moving forward, I think that's what it turns into. Once it's time for you to need that inside linebacker, Nakobe Dean is going to be ready. I look at the same thing when it comes to your defensive tackles and your defensive line. You lost some players. Well, guess what? The reason why you draft them is that when it's their time, it's their time. And both those players were not guys that just jumped on the field at Georgia and just immediately started. They did take 2 and 3 years before they got on the field.
I know that the one of the things that always frustrates me about when they talk about Dean and you're talking about Jordan Davis is people will be like, well, Jordan Davis hardly played enough snaps at Georgia. And I'm like, okay, tell me you haven't watched Georgia play football without telling me. Because of the fact that, first of all, they're winning 42-7 half the time. And second of all, Kirby Smart rotates everybody constantly. You're never going to get the number of snaps that you get at other programs when Kirby's your coach.
The goal at Georgia, and this is just because the depth they have, you want to be in the 2 deep. As long as you're in the 2 deep, you're going to play. If you're outside the 2 deep, you don't play. And so whether you're first team or second team, you're going to get to play about 25 or 30 snaps every single game. Even a guy like Trayvon Walker, who did go number 1 overall, for everyone who says, well, he doesn't have the stats. Well, he was only playing about 35% of the snaps, and that was a lot for a Georgia defensive player. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about, how often this player is played, this player is not. In the NFL, a player like that is going to play, probably 30 snaps a game anyway. That's just the nature of the passing game these days.
Is 10 too early to take Nolan Smith out of Georgia, the edge rusher? You have him 14.
I have him 14th overall, and my reason is this. He's a 238-pound edge rusher. He's small. He looks like a blown-up safety. If you're telling me he's a specialty piece, and that's what you're drafting at 10, a guy who's going to come in on third down, who can play in a little bit of space, not play linebacker on a regular basis, but can be kind of an outside linebacker who comes rushing off the edge every now and then fine. But if you're telling me you're drafting a guy and you expect 50 snaps a game against offensive tackles in this league, I don't see that player.
You love Skoronski out of Northwestern. The guard, he could be left tackle, could be a guard, that the Eagles could bolster that offensive line even more.
Plug and play at guard. At left tackle, his arms are 31 inches. Ideally in the NFL, you want 34 inches plus. You've got a number of tackles that are more along those lines, like a Paris Johnson Jr., who's very long. But Skoronski's a technician. And if you tell me you're drafting him to play him left tackle, he'll be fine. If you tell me he's going to play guard, I think you have all-pro capability there.
3 weeks till the draft. You still got work to do, so we'll be watching along. FrontOfficeFootball.net. Carlos, appreciate you, buddy, as always.
Have a good one, guys.
Take care, man. Carlos
Thanks,
Medina,
Carlos.
join us on the Comcast Business Hotline. Go to the tweet I put out, the link to his draft guide. And again, he doesn't do the draft of trying to predict which NFL team's going to pick which player. He just ranks players based on what he believes their talents are, and then gives you a write-up on all those. You can check that out and see it there.
Bijan Robinson, third overall in his
third best player in this draft.
Yeah.
And Jalen Carter, number one. I can't believe that Jalen Carter would ever drop to the Eagles. I just don't see it happening.
Probably not. No.
I'd love to see it happen.
I don't want to see them trade up for him.
No. I don't want to either, because it would probably take significant capital.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah,
I like where they are right now. They could stay at 10 and 30 for me. I think you're going to get a stud at 10, and then at 30 you could play around, whatever. I'm fine where they are. I don't want them to lose anything to go up. I think they're fine at 10, and there's so many different things that you can get at 10 that will help this football team.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, just no need to overspend.
I don't think so.
To go do something like that. We'll play Game Time coming up today at 8:30. It is not Phillies home opener today. It is the Phillies home opener tomorrow. Plus, we'll have our open house tomorrow. So live show tomorrow morning. We'll tell you more about that coming up. John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I know
In Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Today's show being taken over by Natural Lawn of America. Is your lawn like not as green, thick, beautiful as it needs to be? Schedule their full-service program, and you're going to get free seeding every single year. It'll look great. They're going to do a great job for you. Call 800-FREE-SEED. It's Natural Lawn of America with greener grass and fewer weeds. Guaranteed. Thanks, Natural Lawn. Glad to have you aboard. So, Pat, you've already chosen sides in the debate. I've declared war. Now, this is a temporary war. Isn't there Coach, wasn't there in history like a 72-hour war or something like that? There was a short war. This is it's like a 72.
Now I'm going to have to go to Google.
This won't be the 100 Years' War?
No, this won't be because I love Andrew Salchunas. He is a tremendous ambassador for all things good, and he's a fellow Temple man. But I got to declare war at least through Saturday night because it's Temple's Cherry and White spring game is taking place this Saturday, 3 p.m. at the Temple Football Complex, 10th and Diamond, right on the Temple campus. Admissions free. Street fair outside the complex from 1 to 4 p.m. with food, music, a kids zone, and much more. And more importantly, the battle between the honorary guest coaches, honorary captains, and guest coach, Andrew Salchunas versus me.
Wow.
I will be the honorary captain and the guest coach for the Cherry team, while Chunas will be the honorary captain and guest coach for the White team. I get to handle working with the offensive team. Chunas gets to be with the Temple defense. So, Pat, you with Wake and Cake Saturday morning, you'll be with him.
More of an offensive guy, though, Johnny.
I think you are. So maybe it's Team Kincade on this one. Maybe you're Team Cherry.
Team Kincade, yeah. I like Cherry better.
You do like Cherry better.
Like the Cherry uniform.
The Cherry looks better. The Cherry uniform. Better. You are an offensive guy.
Warner's a damn good quarterback. I think I got to go with Team Kincade.
Now, I mean,
it's Salchunas. It's not like a loyalty thing. Like Salchunas is a coworker. He's not a friend.
Yeah, I said you've said you guys
Former
are not
neighbor.
friends.
Yeah, we're not friends.
I mean, is that
just coworkers? That's it.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Now, I have the utmost respect for him, but boy, do I want to beat his ass this weekend.
See, that's the problem, John. Is you're coming here with the respect crowd. No.
So you're saying that I need to have a little different?
We have no respect. He needs to stay in his lane, and that lane is baseball, and he barely knows that. You need to be as disrespectful as possible to this human being.
So you're thinking that
you want him to regret ever agreeing to do this. You want him walking away from Edinburgh Olsen Hall going, man, why didn't I apply to Bucknell?
Now, I'm wondering about E.J. Warner's. How much can I take his offensive game, Bob, to the next level in just one day? I mean,
I don't believe you can at all.
I'm telling you that if
I'm just hoping to God the kid stays after dealing with you and doesn't transfer.
I'm worried that if he has a sophomore slump, I know who to blame.
He joins the Saturday night. You get the alert. E.J. Warner joins the portal.
Yeah,
I can see him looking over at the powers that be and saying, "Seriously, we don't have any better alumni? What's going on here?
By the way,
is Paul Palmer busy?"
The Anglo-Zanzibar War, of course.
Oh, is that one?
It's the shortest war. It lasted between 38 and 45 minutes.
Okay, well, I mean, it's
that's a dominating war, if you ask me.
I'm thinking
an episode of Ted Lasso.
I'm thinking E.J. Warner has a whole new level that could be unlocked.
I agree with you.
I keep it to yourself. Take my advice on this.
Yeah, now let's leave it to Stan Drayton and company.
Now, the one thing is that they're going to let us have a little fun where we're going to actually, like, if Andrew wants to see something from the defense that they've prepared for, and there's an offensive menu that is prepared for, where we can say, hey, let's maybe we're going to go deep on this play. Let's go test them.
Wow.
Let's test that secondary.
That's really in depth there.
Let's test the secondary.
Go long.
No, let's say we get to,
Back in the schoolyard.
we're going to know what they're looking for. I think that I got a chance to maybe make Chunas, little battle the wits here.
I don't.
No?
I'm
That
not.
defense is pretty.
The more that I think about it, I'm worried for this offense moving forward if you're in charge. I'm very worried.
Now, and Anthony Gargano, who always, whenever we're texting each other during football games, he goes, dude, you're freaking Tom Landry. You're like offensive mind is in like the 80s.
You don't know balls.
He's like, you got to get aggressive, dude. Get aggressive. So I'm going to make Anthony proud. I'm going to make him proud. And it's going to be an aggressive game plan on Saturday.
I can see John going in with a play all excited, and the offensive coordinator just looking over at him and going, no. Hey, this is a scrimmage. We're not running a triple reverse here. No.
There we go.
We're good.
A wing tee.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, there it is. So Saturday, if you come on out, we'll look forward to seeing you out there. The Cherry and the White game, you're rooting for the Cherry team. On Saturday, 3 p.m. at the Temple Football Complex, 10th and Diamond. Street fair outside from 1 to 4. We're going to have a great, great time there. Heat and the Sixers tonight on the Fanatic, too. So if you get a chance to do that, come on by.
I hope I can get that game down and show. I mean, I don't want to stream it and stuff. I hope we're at a place where it's showing tonight. I want to see this game.
I would imagine
Is it a national game? Let me see. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know that it would be, but who knows? Can check it on out.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll look it up.
in Cooney's Corner, Bob wants to know a question about this Phillies season.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
How about Pat filling me in that it is a TNT game tonight?
There you go.
All right, so they will have that on down in Charlotte, so I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I do have a question about baseball in general, and I think we saw it a little bit yesterday with Garrett Cole. He was in a groove early, and he was really good early. He's a great pitcher. Is it harder for a team, an offense? All right, I'm the Phillies yesterday. I want to try to get Garrett Cole out of that rhythm that he was in. It's impossible to do with a pitch clock. You can't step out.
No, you can't.
I think your bat's quickened up because everything's so fast. As I said before, I think you're swinging a little bit more. Is it harder to get a pitcher in a groove, out of a groove with the pitch clock, or harder for a pitcher to get into a groove with the pitch clock? Because we saw it so many times. Who was it the other? Taijuan Walker. He said when the game started, he was going 1,000 miles an hour, but he was able to calm himself down a little bit. I thought that was pretty telling with a pitch clock that you're able to calm yourself down. Is it going to be a case where if a guy gets in a groove early, it's really going to be hard to get him out because you just don't have the ability to like step out to slow the game down?
I was proud of Nola yesterday that I think he looked more under control than he did game one.
I don't think he cared about the base runners yesterday, John.
He did a good job.
I think you're right on that. Yeah.
I mean, I was impressed.
Did you get that feeling yesterday watching Garrett Cole? Like he was in a groove, and it just seems like he was going at his pace and he was mowing people down. Because I know, as a coach, a father, whatever, a lot of times what I like to say to my kids is, all right, calm down, relax, think about, gather yourself. You don't have time to do that in baseball anymore as a hitter.
He was ready to throw it, and Tom McCarthy pointed this out with John Kruk yesterday on the broadcast. As soon as the batter makes eye contact with the pitcher, I guess, which is 8 seconds or 7 seconds, he has to make the eye contact. The pitch was ready to be thrown.
Yeah.
He was ready to go yesterday.
And
Garrett Cole was on a roll.
He was.
Just as I predicted yesterday morning, the Phillies lineup really was, they were getting dominated. They really were. And they got a few hits and they got things, but
just
then they
as
did.
Wait, go back to the first statement.
They were terrible. I said he wouldn't get 14 and a half outs, over 14 and a half outs.
Did your guy email you or
no,
whatever
he
he did?
immediately, and do that. So, and how about this? He says, I can make the donation to the AACR.
Oh, that's perfect.
How about that?
Nice guy.
That's
A lot
good.
of
But I
good
took him
people
up
out
on it
there.
there. Great guy.
But yeah, I really, it was my overwhelming feeling in that game yesterday where, man, you're not going to be able to knock Garrett Cole off his track a little bit because you can't get him out of his groove. Now, I don't know how much it means, but we've seen it. When guys are going good, you'll see guys like step out, just some pitchers ready to go. You want to try to get on his nerves a little bit, slow him down, do something. This doesn't allow you to do that much anymore. I can see a lot of really good pitchers throwing 6 and 7 really good innings and getting out of there because you just can't get them off track when they have their stuff. More than any other time, I really see it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, but it's not going to be a lot of fun if you're a batter and you fall behind because if a pitcher does get on a roll. Yesterday, Cole looked, he was in a zone. I was shocked at the last pitch, which wasn't even a pitch. His last pitch. The violation. Yeah. In fact, as Fransky, I'm driving in the car and Fransky puts it out. First time in his life he's ever seen the bases loaded on 2 pitches. Because there was a violation, and then the next hit was the hit, and the next thing was the hit batsman. And he's like, okay, 3 pitches, 2 pitches, bases loaded. And he doesn't know that that's ever happened before in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, as we were talking about earlier today.
I'm sure he'll have it, yes.
Yeah, Garrett Cole was just on a...
He was awesome.
You know, when you watched his pitches, he was hitting the corners of the boxes whenever he wanted. You know, he was just really, really good yesterday. There wasn't much you could have done with him.
There's a reason why he's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
I think, though, the one thing that Nola did, though, is calm down any fears that I had. Like, he pitched well yesterday.
He did.
I mean, that was a very, very well-pitched game against a really good offensive club. And to me, he looked prepared for the moment and didn't look flustered at all with runners on base, at least. I still don't understand why you're pitching to Gleyber Torres. We'll find out when Ricky Bataligo joins us later. I think that was a stupid decision, but that may have been the manager. May have been the manager's decision to pitch to him with an open base. I have no idea what he was thinking.
Yeah, it didn't, like I said earlier, it didn't hit me at the time. It crossed my mind, but I wasn't, you know, and that's a good feel by you. I didn't feel it at the time, therefore I can't really bust on them for doing it.
I also like the fact that Thompson sent him out there for the 7th.
I loved it.
And look, he had a short hook, obviously.
One batter and then he came out.
One batter and he was done, but he probably let him know, hey, we're going to have a quick hook with you. And but if you can go out there and get us some extra outs, that'd be key.
It's wonderful if you could do that.
Well, I like that, yeah, because I was worried about Thompson having a little bit of a short hook with a Wheeler and a Nola type.
Now I want to see Wheeler tomorrow. See him do the same thing.
Yeah.
Just go on out there, look comfortable.
Yeah, you got your ace going in the home opener, which is
there you
know,
go.
Cool.
Wait, it's not Walker? It's supposed to be Walker.
Well, they got the rain out today, so everything's all changed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They were able to do that, Pat.
Yeah.
All right.
They were able to do.
I'll Venmo you $4, Bobby.
You guys still going to. By the way, a lot of people having fun yesterday with that debate about the cash.
Yeah, and I just got a text from my wife, and it carries on. She sends me a text. She says, "Good morning. Send me a picture of your Masters pool. I do think I want to do it."
Oh, that's
and
wonderful.
I said, "Okay, I will." And then she said, "Do you take Venmo?" I was like, smart ass.
That's why
I love it.
Donna is my favorite member of the Cooney household.
Yeah,
He
was just doing this, Pat was. He was ranking my children from top
was
to
this?
bottom.
There was a ranking of the children?
Yeah.
And now you say that Donna's your favorite Cooney. Do I fall on that list anywhere?
So if we have to really get into it, it is Donna Cooney number 1. And then it is Tommy Cooney.
Okay.
And then it's Jenna.
Child number 2, now child number 4.
And then it's Bobby.
Child number 1.
And then it's Bobby Sr., but that's pretty low down.
And then it's Kyle?
Way down, it's Kyle, yeah.
Well, why does Kyle get this hate?
Because I don't even know if he exists. I've
You've
never
met him, haven't you?
No, I've never
you
met
haven't.
him. I just hear you talk about
You
him.
hear, he does get talked
he might
about
be
a
a figment
lot.
of your imagination. You talk him up so much that it's like, I got to meet the guy to see this awesomeness that I hear about.
You've never met my son Bobby, I don't think.
No,
You want him to move up the rankings.
but he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah.
So you want him moving up the rankings a little bit here.
So notice the two people that are up top are people I've met. So you've got Tommy.
And Jenna and Donna. Okay.
And then Donna, of course. I mean, nothing's beating Donna because she's got to put up with you.
I would put your wife above you, even though I've never met her.
Well, you put Jack. Jack would probably be number 1.
Oh, God, yeah. Well,
Jack's number
Jack
1.
and your wife are 1 and 1A. You're
Well,
like
J-Roll?
fifth.
Wait a minute. Is it
J-Roll?
J-Roll or
J-Roll's cool.
Cat Burrow?
Probably, yeah.
Or is Cat Burrow ahead of... Well, Cat Burrow would always be behind J-Roll for me because I'm a dog over a cat person.
Yeah, understandable.
Deadly allergic.
Understandable.
So I can't have that. But how would you like to win a $1,000 gift card to anywhere you want? Starting next Monday, it's 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway. You listen 5 times a day, right around this time, by the way. 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, noon, 3, and 5. It's your chance to win a $1,000 gift card to anywhere you want. Get complete details for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com. Presented by American Standard HVAC Contractors. To find a dealer, visit AmericanStandardAir.com and 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. I was asked by Charles. I have to read it directly. Charles sent yesterday. He goes, $1,000 gift card to anywhere we want. Does that include the place where if I mention Pat Egan's name, I get free admission before 11 o'clock?
So you're already saving.
So he's asking, does that include?
It's wherever you want, man.
Wherever you want. That is
and
how
the food there is incredible. So
that is how it's listed.
It's listed whatever you. Hey, the world's your oyster. If you win this contest, you can go wherever you want.
$1,000 gift card to anywhere you want.
And that's a great place to go.
I would think about, though, for somebody, they may say Wawa and then use it for gas. Which, by the way, Wawa still having the 15 cents off a gallon using your app right now. Promotion going on, which is a great savings. You want to jump in on that one while you got it. That one might be good for gas. You can get $1,000 worth of gas.
I got to say, it's probably a smart thing to do. If I want $1,000, ain't a cent going towards gas.
Because it's boring?
No, because that's already allotted into your daily, life. You know that you have to go. I'm weird. I get gas every Sunday, fill up the tank, and I'm usually good to go until the next Sunday. That's just a plan thing. If I win $1,000, I want it to be something luxurious, Pat. Something that I don't do. I would buy myself maybe some clothes or some golf equipment or something like that because I don't treat myself that often.
I don't either.
That's what I do, Pat.
I'd like that.
I don't know what I'd do.
Well, come on.
There's going to be. Oh,
Pat,
my God.
ice cream.
Think of someplace.
Pat, $1,000 worth of ice cream.
It would probably be a Wawa. Just because I go there every day.
It would be amazing because you're just never pulling out the wallet at all.
I'm just scanning that card. I'd probably be there. It'd probably be something practical. But that's a good way to look at it, Bobby, of treating yourself.
I want new golf clubs. So I do really want to do that, and I tried it down at that second swing. I went down and tried it and then backed off of doing it, but I really would love that. So I think I maybe do something like that, PGA Tour Superstore, second swing.
Well, you can do
like
that, John. You do it. You be you.
Well, I can't win the $1,000 gift card. Someone else
just give yourself $1,000 and act like you want it.
There you go.
So let me ask you, when you guys use a gift card, and they give it to you back, and it's got $1, $2, what do you do with it?
I use it.
So
I fold a receipt around it, and I will absolutely use it.
Bobby, do you do the same thing?
I give it to my kids, and I fool them, and I say, yeah, there's $25 on this gift card.
Move.
And then they go, and then they come back, and they go, well, you said there was $25. There was only $1.50. I said, yeah, I said there was $25 on it.
Such a D move.
God, that is terrible.
You got to keep your kids on your toes, Pat, on their toes.
By the way, so last night we were doing this exercise in class with the kids.
I'm like disappointing you for this.
with my students, and one of the young men was talking about gift cards. We got in, and he says, I have a drawer full of gift cards that I've been given for years that I've never used. And I said, well, there's a great gift card site where they buy back your gift cards.
Is that right?
His eyes lit up. And I said, yes. I went through a bunch of them and found a bunch of places that we used to eat at that are not up here. Went to it, sold my gift cards back to the company at 85 cents on the dollar.
Look at you, the businessman you are.
And then it comes back. So this young man's eyes lit up. I mean, he was like, what? Are you kidding me? And I said, yeah. All you got to do is go to the site.
I had no idea about this.
You put in the gift card, and companies will buy back your gift card from you. If you don't want, if your aunt gave you a gift card to a company, you don't like the company, you can sell it back to the company. You sell it to this one site. They have connections with all the companies, and depending on the company, they'll give you like 90 cents on the dollar, 85 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, you can do it on eBay too.
And it's great but this one site does it all, and you can get immediately. Then you don't have to mail you don't have to mail your cards in. The company voids.
It just automatically does it.
Yeah, automatically voids a card and credits you for the thing.
Yeah, I've sold gift cards on eBay before.
See, I've done that.
Yeah.
Have you had luck with that?
Yeah. I mean, if it's like a $100 gift card, you'll usually get like $90.
Right, it's not bad.
Take a $10 hit.
Sure.
But if you're not going to use it, you might as well.
Hey, now through April the 9th, you can visit Campers Inn RV for their mega motorhome markdown. Shop 739 new motorhomes, priced up to 40% off. Visit Campers Inn RV for guaranteed low prices. See the dealer for details. Sixers tonight against the Heat.
7:30 tip-off.
Yeah, 7:30 national game.
I got to decide what I want. Do I want them going all in, or do I want tonight to be a rest night? Pat's all rest night tonight, which is fine.
And
John's all in tonight, which is fine. I can't decide where I'm at yet.
I'm going to the game, and I'm saying rest night.
Yeah.
It doesn't really benefit me as a fan to be heading there and going, all right, let me see some Springer action.
It's the last home game of the year. Do you not owe something to the fan base?
No.
Yeah, you owe them getting out of the second round, as you like to say.
Yeah, you owe them being healthy going into the playoffs. They've seen you 80 other or 40 other times.
I don't understand. You've got 3 games coming up.
If there's a meaningless injury, you're going to be sitting there going, what are we doing?
Wait a minute. No, because the meaningless injury could come tomorrow night in Atlanta when you decide to play some of these guys.
Don't play
That makes no sense.
Don't play them.
Well, you're not going to shut them down for...
Wrap them in bubble
It's
wrap.
the same as you complaining when they didn't take Embiid out of the game earlier when he got
it's not.
Sure it is.
No, it's
when
not.
Let me talk. When he got his face broken, you said, they should have taken him out with 4 minutes ago instead of 3 minutes ago. Well, if somebody gets majorly hurt tonight, we would say, they should have sat him for 3 games instead of 2 games.
But that was a playoff clincher game of a series where the game was already in hand with 5.5 minutes to go. When I said get him out of the game, you didn't need to have him in.
You don't need to have him in tonight.
Well, then you don't play him all weekend.
Exactly.
If you're saying don't play Embiid the rest of the season, I'll be in with both of you. But if you're telling me you're not going to play him tonight and then you're going to play him tomorrow night, that's stupid.
No. I wasn't saying no.
Okay, so as long as that's the case.
If somebody's sitting tonight, they're not playing. If it's an Embiid or Harden are sitting tonight, no, they're done until the playoffs.
Okay, but then I'm fine with that. If you tell me that you're shutting down Embiid, shutting down Harden, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, shut them all down.
That's fine. I just don't want to see a game. I do not believe they're going to do that, by the way.
You got to stop. You got to drop. You got to shut them down.
And
then open up shop.
I don't think they're going to do it, though.
Sorry, personal. Got a text here.
What's that?
John, I'll show it to you real quick. Bottom line.
Okay. Bottom line. Yes. Oh, my gosh. It's from Kyle Cooney.
What do you say?
What the bleep, Pat?
What the beep, Fatty doesn't want to be in the bottom of the rankings.
Well, then it's
of the Cooney
it behooves
family.
him to bump up those rankings.
It behooves him?
What can he do?
And what does he have to do for you to bump him up in rankings, Pat?
I don't know. Show up every once in a while. That would be helpful. I'm not going down to Charlotte.
What about the Cooney dog? Connor, would Kyle be above the Cooney dog?
Yeah, Kyle's above the dog.
Oh, thanks. Kyle says thank you on that, Pat. He's going to come up here and kick your ass.
No, that's the
Well, he'd
the
have
problem.
to show up
That's
to
the
do
problem,
that.
No, he wouldn't, though.
That's
wouldn't.
the problem.
What?
He'd have to come up here.
He'd have to.
He doesn't.
You don't like him because he can't afford to come up here and visit you.
That's not it at all.
I'm his father, and he doesn't come
It's
see
not
me,
it
but
at
I
all.
understand.
It's not it at all.
Okay.
All right. I hear about a cool guy. I want to meet this cool guy. Until I meet this cool guy, it's all talk though.
Yeah, because I mean,
a lot of this.
because you brought other children.
this.
You brought other children around us.
Yeah.
I brought my child around you
Yeah.
guys.
Like,
I mean, this Kyle is elusive.
I don't even know
Hey.
if he's real.
He may be on the blacklist.
That could be an AI bot that you just had text you.
Maybe
don't
I
know.
should tell Kyle to call in, and he can tell you how real
should.
he is.
He
I
can.
don't know. I
Let's
don't
see
know
if he
what to
calls
tell you.
in. Can he afford to call in?
He might
Put
be
a
able
call
to,
in.
I
yeah.
feel like
Kyle,
we'd get
wait
along,
until
but I don't
7
know.
minutes from now and give us a call.
We'll see. Hey, it's Phillies opening day tomorrow. There's some major stories. We welcome back Ricky Bowe, and we play Game Time coming up, too, at the bottom of the hour. It's the John Kincade Show. We appreciate you. It's 97.5 The Fanatic. I got to
Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
You always play a 10-second song, Ricky.
Good morning, Johnny K.
What's the song?
Cool it now.
Very good. You are very impressive on the best show ever on 10-second
I don't
song.
know how I know these because I'm not good at it. Like the first couple times you get all nervous doing it, and then I just don't care, so now you do it. You get them.
I can't believe how bad Hunter Brody is
I'm a little shocked myself.
with music.
But he's better than that. It's like
No, but he isn't, though.
maybe he's not.
He proves it every week over and over again.
He
doesn't know. He doesn't
He definitely
know.
tries.
But he doesn't know music. Like, I mean, and I could tell
I
you a
gotta
lot.
tell you something. When I first came on that show, I thought him and Tyrone were like the music freaks. Like they knew everything about music. And then, as we went on, I did that for what about 5 months. I did the music thing, and then Hunter popped off about something, and then Tyrone was like, "All right, you get to go next." And
Oh,
then,
boy.
yeah, it was a bad move on his part.
Hey, Natural Lawn of America is taking over the show. Natural Lawn creating green lawns quickly, more naturally, and with fewer weeds since 1987. Schedule their full-service program and get free seeding every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED. Natural Lawn of America with greener grass and fewer weeds, guaranteed. By the way, Tony checks in as a contractor.
What's up, Tone?
He said, do not plant a tree without topsoil.
Yeah, we did that.
He said, do not do that.
I mean, we put the topsoil on. We didn't.
Because you
plant
put
a
the
tree without it.
topsoil and then mulch. He said, topsoil, mulch, or you're going to kill a tree.
It's all in there.
Makes sense.
To get on in there. You ever plant a tree yourself? You were playing baseball.
I watched,
you were playing baseball.
I watched people plant the trees.
They're all saying, yeah, I'd plant my
You
own
paid
trees.
people to plant the trees.
I did. Well, most people would. I mean,
That's what I'm doing. I'm getting plenty to
dead
plant
serious.
trees.
I mean,
I'm not
I
doing it.
used to do my own lawn. Everything about it.
Yeah.
Fertilize everything. I used
Tommy
to like
Green
doing it.
said how much he enjoys doing
I
his
like
own
doing
lawn.
it.
Yeah.
I used to, do that, then jump in the pool. It was beautiful.
Grab a
It was
beer.
a good summer. I don't know. The beers would be on the. I wonder if you can get a DUI for that.
Not if it's in your yard.
Why not?
Not if it's in your yard. You can't.
Maybe you're right.
Nobody's
I don't
entering your property.
See,
It wasn't like I was drinking like 20 of them and jumping
Right.
on it.
no. So I have a push behind. So mine would be get done the lawn, put the lawnmower in the garage.
Well, they have those
Go
things
over
you
to
can
the
put your
keg.
beer right in there.
I know, yeah, but no, I don't drink while I cut the lawn. No,
Or the baseball beer
afterwards.
helmets you could have worn.
That's true.
Did you see what Chucky D, the boss, constructed at his shore house?
I did not.
The outdoor shower.
Okay, what about the outdoor shower?
That's spectacular.
The outdoor shower, I don't like them.
You don't?
I want one at my house, and my wife is so against
I
it.
I would love an outdoor shower.
Look, it's giving me the creeps.
Really?
But,
Just a quick rinse off. You want to rinse off?
my
You've
aunt
been
used
doing
to
the
have
lawn.
one down at her cottage, and I guess we were forced into it when you're little.
Okay, yeah.
Go get the sand off of you. Go in the outside shower. It just wasn't. It's not for me, man.
Egan, are you an outdoor
I
shower
like it.
person?
Yeah.
I think the shower,
I got no
like coming
problem
off the
with the tail
pool,
out.
the beach.
My
Whatever.
outdoor shower is a pool. Pond
That's
pool.
terrible. Pond be good for you.
Pond pool.
Yeah, no.
Pond's
So I could see getting out of the pool. This is what I envision. Yeah, I get out of
a
the pool.
rinse.
I go. I bring fresh clothes down. I do the outdoor shower, and then put clothes on to sit around the pool,
T-shirt and
drink
shorts,
beers, or
whatever,
cook
yeah.
dinner, or whatever.
But you're
I don't
gonna
have to go in the
back
house.
pool. You're going back in the pool. There is no doubt. There is. How many times have you done this or thought about doing that? And then you would sit down, have a couple beers, a couple friends would pop by, and you're like, back in the pool. How about for some night swimming?
Oh,
Simply swimming at night. Yeah, I don't know.
It's not always simple. I know that for a fact.
I love the idea of an outdoor shower. Look, when we rent houses down the shore, one of the key things we look for is an outdoor shower.
you want the outdoor shower?
So why not have it at the house?
I do understand it down the shore because you don't want the sand getting in the house.
Yes.
I get that.
I don't want people in my house. So if they go swimming and they need a shower, I just say, there's one right there. You don't have to go in.
Because then you don't have to have someone in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm just kidding. I don't mind
Sitting
people
with
in
wet,
my house. I'm
with
just
wet,
kidding.
with wet.
You're
with
invited
wet
whenever you
bathing
want.
Suits. Get the wet bathing suits
a
set
little
on it.
creeped out that he said he doesn't want anybody in his house.
I'm just
I can
kidding.
imagine
My house is
lightning
open all the
everywhere.
time.
Lightning everywhere. You stay outside.
Get out of here. Hey, Ricky Batalico joining us. We appreciate Ricky being a part of the show. He's going to play Game Time with us today. And he joins us courtesy of our good friends at Paul B. Moyer and Sons.
How about that?
Love that.
It might be in the
Oh, you
front
picked
there.
me
Rick.
up
They are
there, didn't
great.
you?
That is
Yeah, no, all
absolutely
the way.
awesome. Love Paul B. Moyer and Sons.
You know what? I don't think we can mention.
We have a longer show sheet than the best show ever, don't we?
We can't mention Paul B. Moyer enough, I don't believe.
Seriously.
I'm at 7:30.
You're going to find it.
We're
You're going to find it.
B. Moyer.
You'll figure it out.
So it's Ricky Batalco. He was an all-star in 1996, John.
Is that a week of show sheets for
It's
the best
after
show
the
ever?
Index.
You know what? You know who I join us courtesy of? Do you guys have any
Paul B.
idea?
Moyer and Sons.
It's Paul B.
Let
Moyer
us
and
know.
Sons. Go where the pros go for outdoor power equipment, from mowers and zero turns to hedgers and trimmers. Shop Paul B. Moyer and Sons in Doylestown or Jameson, PA.
Jamison.
Why is it Jamison?
It is Jamison.
All right, Jamison.
It is. It's Jamison.
Or online at paulbmoyer.com. I thought it was Jameson
I
like
think
the
it's a
drink, but
family name.
Jameson, it's good.
But it's Jamison. I think it's like a family name or something. They
That
named the
works.
town after.
Great people.
Yeah, Paul B. Moyer and Sons. Good group.
You know where they are right now. A
What do you-
bunch of them.
Augusta.
Yeah, they're down in Augusta.
A buddy of mine just got back yesterday.
I was wondering
Went
if
down for the practice round.
Well, I got back from Augusta like 40 years ago, but what does that mean?
He just said how
Oh,
awesome
he went to
it
the
is.
practice round.
Yeah, he went to
He
the
may have been
practice
the lucky one because the weather's supposed
Today,
to turn.
Yeah,
today
they
it
got-
starts to turn, and then tomorrow's going to be Saturday.
Miserable.
Not good. It's going
Yeah,
to
and
be
then Sunday's
cold.
like 75 and nice, right?
It's going to be miserable and cold for rounds 2 and 3.
Look
out
for the
for
long
those-
hitters.
Like 48.
the Texas players.
48.
Yeah, right? Isn't that what they say?
48 and wet.
Watch out for the Texas players.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
No, Texas players love playing in that.
No,
in the weather.
they love it for everybody else.
Yeah.
because it's going to be brutal.
Yep.
Because it is not. It's going to be cold, windy, damp.
Well, the Florida boys just turn it in when it starts to rain, and they wait for the rain to go. It's going to do that in Augusta.
No, you can't do it.
And the Irish guys, the Scottish guy, like a Lowry, is used to playing in rain and stuff like that. You know, that's how they kind of grew up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe the Rory McIlroys of the world.
Right. The guys that would be good in the Irish Open or the British Open would probably do pretty good.
Elements, yeah.
It is an experience like no other.
Have you ever played in the elements?
I hate playing in the elements. I've played in them.
Really?
I will not tee off if it's raining.
You have played Riverwinds, right?
I have played Riverwood. I will not play in the rain, though.
I've had one of the funniest things on that course because when it's windy, if the wind's at your back there, it's beautiful because then you could get way out there. I mean, I can hit a ball off a tee, as you know.
can.
If I got a 15-20 behind me, I mean,
You're rolling.
That's a piece of cake, yeah. But on that course, you always, it could be at your back for 5 or 6 holes, but you know it's going to be in your face. There is on the river, there's a par 3 that's 150 yards. I could have brought out my driver and not reached. That's how bad the wind was.
Well, the one with the island green, that one?
No, the one
Not
up the
17?
hill. Oh, no, that one.
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're
One
talking
up the
about.
hill.
Yep.
Dude, I for whatever reason, the shooting uphill screws up my swing every single time.
You shouldn't even think about it.
I know I shouldn't, but it does. It's like the visual of I tend to keep the ball in play. I very rarely go OB, except that one when I went on to
The street?
Route 100,
Twice.
where I on the Pottstown Pike.
Twice.
After I was bragging to you about, man, look at this. I'm only a few strokes behind Ricky.
Can you believe this? I haven't lost the ball yet today.
And boom, right out into the
Unreal.
street.
Yeah, you know what? You bring up a good point about golf for all you golfers out
Visually,
there.
it's-
That's a problem. A visual golfer is a problem because
And I
if
am
you
a visual
start
golfer
thinking in the
at
wrong
times.
direction, you're going in that direction. How many times have you said, "Oh, there's water on the left"? And then what does your mind start thinking? There's water on the left.
No,
so
it's-
where are you going to hit it?
Bob's pretty automatic. Like you're
Middle fairway.
like
150
I
middle
don't go that
fairway.
far.
I
There's
don't
a-
hit it far. I'll
No,
say that
Bob,
right off the bat.
Bob puts it in play. He puts the ball in play, and that's one of the good things when you play golf with Bob Cooney is you're not spending 25 minutes on every hole with somebody looking in the woods for their ball. Bob tends to put the ball in play. But I like that. That's
my
the number
ball
one
goes
thing
in
that
the
I don't
woods.
like about playing with people.
My ball, if the ball's in the woods, it's
in
either
the woods.
re-tee or drop it somewhere. Let's go.
I don't like the playing with people who, first of all, constantly spray it out of bounds, and then spend 10 minutes looking for their ball.
Well, then
I'm
you,
like, come
you
on,
don't, you don't
go
like
get
to
another
play in
ball.
the fall then.
No, it's the leaves are everywhere. It's
It's
terrible.
the leaves, the angle of the sun. You can't see it. I mean, you think you hit one down the middle and you can't find it. I've seen that happen before.
We saw it in the fall. Saw a little bit of that. I know every single Thursday, one of the things we love to do here is game time on the John Kincade Show. So if you want to start to get in with us, 610-632-0975. You can get yourself lined up for game time. I understand fabulous prizes will be in order. And we toss the keys to the master of ceremonies, Pat Egan.
It's Thursday morning at 8:30, which means it's game time. Let's play the buzzer beater. How many items can you name before the buzzer buzzes? Here's your game time master of ceremonies, Patty.
You know what? I am the master of ceremonies.
Here's
So
the master
screw
of
the
your
items.
domain.
Wait,
not
who is
doing
the
the
master of
items.
ceremonies?
We're not doing
We're not doing items.
items.
You know what? It's baseball season, boys, as Bob Costas once said.
Oh.
I don't know if you're aware of who he is, but he's the broadcaster, kind of. And he once said on the airwaves that it was baseball season, and I can't find the drop. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're going to do baseball.
He's a
instead.
well-known activist.
Yeah. 610-632-0975 if you want to get involved. The prizes today, as always, possible life-changing prizes. We have a pair of tickets to Sunday's Flyers-Bruins game, a pair of tickets to go see the Phillies take on the Marlins on Wednesday, April 12th, a pair of tickets to go see John Mayer at the Wells Fargo Center on October 7th, a pair of tickets to go see Avenged Sevenfold on Tuesday, July 18th, and a pair of tickets to go see Adam Sandler on Friday, April 14th at the Wells Fargo Center. All right, so the way this is going to work is you guys are really in charge of whether a listener gets a prize or not, because it's up to you.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to give you a baseball topic. You need to give me 5 answers in 10 seconds. It's that simple. If you get it right, the listener gets a prize. If you don't, great job. We just lost a listener for life. No pressure.
5 answers?
Yeah. We'll start off with John, and you're going to be playing with Patrick.
Okay, I'm playing with Patrick and Audubon. Patrick, what's going on, brother?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, man.
All right, Patrick, you're teamed up with John. John, you have to give me 5 former Phillies shortstops. 10 seconds starts now.
Larry Boa, Jimmy Rollins, Mariano. Oh, no, Duncan was second. Kevin Stocker.
One more. I'll give you Duncan.
Kim Batiste.
Yeah, Kim Batiste was third baseman, wasn't he?
He played some
a little
short. I think he got it. No, Mariano Duncan played
No, he's the second baseman. He didn't play
he
short.
played short.
He
Mariano
absolutely
Duncan
played
played short.
Guys, you didn't get it. Like it's like a home run. Like it's either a home run or it's not.
I love how
It
people
didn't even
think it's
graze the
easy
foul
when
pole.
you're thrown into it.
I'm not
No,
saying it's easy, but you failed.
No, I think I failed because I only came out with 4.
Patrick, I apologize.
Patrick, I'm terrible
came up
for you
short,
there,
man.
buddy.
Thank you for listening to the show.
Well, and
We're gonna miss you.
If this is one of those games where everybody loses, it's not going to.
It's not going to be one of those.
It's not.
just
It's gonna be good.
People that you're teamed up with, John.
There you go.
Let's go. With,
That might be true, Pat.
Let's go with Colin in Westchester. He's going to be playing with Bobby.
Hey, Colin.
All right, let's go, Bob.
Let's get it done.
You know what,
And if
Bobby?
you have any suggestions while I'm doing it, feel free to shout them out.
Bobby, name. Oh, this is great for Bob. Name 5 movies about baseball, or
Seriously?
I'll tell you what, or golf. Name 5 movies about baseball or golf. Go.
Tin Cup, Caddyshack, The Natural, Field of Dreams, and Bull Durham.
No.
Yes!
No.
Major League.
No, doesn't count.
No.
Keep going.
Major
Doesn't
League.
count.
Why?
No, Bull Durham's a love story. Keep going.
No,
No, you won. Yep. That's a winner. Colin,
that's
is
a
gonna-
winner, Colin.
Colin's gonna end up
All right,
winning
Bobby.
a pair of tickets to go see
I
Sunday's
got you, Colin.
Flyers Bruins game. Tickets available at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com for that one.
Very
All right,
nice.
Let's go with John in the Northeast.
Okay, we go to John. John is team with Ricky, right?
Yes, he is team with Ricky. Now, Ricky, your topic is name 5 former Phillies closers. You can't name yourself.
Okay.
All right, ready? Go.
Williams times 2. There's Mike and Mitch. There's Mesa. There's Gomes and Brad Litch.
No, I need first names. No, stop clapping.
Brad
Oh,
Litch.
that's a
stop
winner.
it.
I need
Mike
first
That's
and
a
Mitch
winner.
Williams, Jose Mesa.
Jose. He said Jose got it in.
You did
Good.
it.
You only got 3. I need first names. You're just throwing out Gomes. It could have been Wayne
I
Gomes.
said Williams times
It could
2.
have
You
been-
didn't even know both the Williams.
John's a winner.
Way to go,
Mike
John.
Williams.
Good job, buddy.
I don't know if Mike Williams ever closed for him.
John's a winner, baby.
All right, we're going to
Can't
give
name
it to
myself.
John.
I was a former closer.
We're going to give it to John, but I'm not happy about it. John is going to end up winning a pair of tickets to go see the Phillies hopefully close out a game against the Marlins on Wednesday, April 12th at 4:05. For tickets, go to Phillies.com.
Oh,
Let's
by the
keep
way, Alcantara pitches Monday night against the. I think Monday night.
Alcantara.
They owned him last
not
year.
even-
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to
They
figure
did.
out.
we
They
go.
beat him like 3 times last
They
year.
did. They
Let's
were
go
the
to-
best against him.
Gentlemen, We can go over the schedule later and wins and losses. It's game time.
All right.
Get your head in it.
This guy's got a problem.
Jim in North Wales. Shut your mic off.
Hi,
Jim's
Jim.
going to be playing with Johnny.
Guys, how are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing? I'm going to try to do better for you.
John,
Thank you.
you need to name 5 former Phillies managers. Go.
John Felsky, Jim Fergosi, Danny Ozark, Green, and Charlie Manuel.
I'm going to need the first
Dallas
name.
Green.
Thank you. Okay. I have to give it to you.
All right, way to go, Jim.
Plenty of time remaining.
By the way, John Felsky, I even put it
Larry
in.
Yeah,
Bow would have been
I
pissed
can't-
you left him out.
I can't believe John Felsky was the first name you go with.
It's just as I know there's
No,
a
it's good work,
reason
man.
for it.
It's good work.
It worked.
It just won Jim a pair of tickets to John Mayer on Saturday,
There you go.
October 7th. Wells Fargo Center. Tickets are now on sale at Wells Fargo Center, Philly.
I had a strategy. Go with the obscure.
Well
in
done.
my
You
mind-
left Tito out of there.
I know, but I went by the way, I love Tito. Went with the obscure guy before going with the obvious easy ones that were easy to rattle off.
It was right.
So that's what I tried to do strategy-wise. Because I screwed up that last one.
Are you done?
Yes.
Thank you. We're moving on.
Okay, buddy.
We're moving on to Bob. Bob,
Hi.
you were going to be playing with John,
Okay.
not Kincade. John.
Hey, John, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, John.
Let's go.
All
There
right,
you go,
John.
buddy.
Name. I'm sorry, Bob. Name 5 foods that you would find at a ballpark. Go.
Hamburger, hot dog, cheesesteak, chicken fingers, French fries, pizza. I can go on and on.
Please do.
Rattle them, Bob.
How about a pretzel?
Gotcha, John.
Really?
Keep
Cracker
going.
Jack and Jill's.
I didn't have to go on. I gave you
know what?
6.
No. You see, you just cost John a prize because
No,
you
I
said,
did
let me
not.
finish. You said that you could keep going on, and then you didn't. You started celebrating, a little premature. celebration.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
you win.
No, John, you win. Don't
win.
listen to him.
You win, John.
John ends up winning a pair of
Even though
tickets to go see Adam
Would
Sandler on
you
Friday,
stop?
April
That's what he
14th at Wells Fargo Center. Tickets available at wellsfargocenterphilly.com.
No, I think John said you suck.
I thought he went too
I think
far.
he said
thought he
you
was like,
suck,
you're going
Egan.
too far.
Well,
Would you
look,
stop?
All right, both would be true. I do suck, and I should stop. Let's keep it rolling with Anthony in Delco. He's going to be playing with Ricky.
Oh, I love it, Anthony.
You know what, Ricky?
You're going to give me an impossible.
No, I'm not. I think the baseball topic's too easy for you, so I'm going to give you some golf. I don't know if you're
good,
aware,
you'll do
but
that.
it's the Masters going on. Besides Tiger Woods,
Yeah.
name 5 Masters champions.
Scheffler,
Go.
Mixel.
Whoa,
He's doing-
sir. The timer had not started. We have rules here, okay? It's like a pitch clock. The timer starts now.
Scheffler, Mickelson, Spieth, Watson, Nicholas, Thomas, Scheffler, Rahm.
He got it. He got it.
I'm gonna need the first name of Thomas.
Justin
Justin
say Tiger
Thomas.
Woods.
You can't say
He
Tiger
said no
Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Oh, you know Tiger.
Tiger
Yeah, you're
Woods.
right.
And I'm looking at you. You're going Tiger Woods. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, he's screaming at him. The
There
one
we
name
go.
you can't give him. Anthony just won a pair of tickets to go see Avenged Sevenfold on Tuesday, July 18th. Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. I think I'll be going to that.
Is that a good concert, Pat?
I want to see the opening band. So
Yeah, you said that.
hopefully, yeah.
The opening band,
Alexis on Fire.
obscure or not obscure?
I mean, obscure to everybody not named me.
Okay.
I've been wanting to see them for years, but they're from Canada. Nobody cares. We're moving on. Sean in Levittown is going to be up next. Sean's going to be playing
Let's
with
see
Johnny.
where we go. Hey, Sean.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, buddy.
All right, John, I'm going to need the top 5 home run leaders of all time. Go.
Alex Rodriguez, Henry Aaron, Barry Bonds. Jeez.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you right now, A-Rod's not in it.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Okay, Coach. I got Coach in here.
How can
I'm the
A-Rod
master
not
of
be in
ceremonies.
it?
If you want to be the master of ceremonies, you can hop on the mic.
How could A-Rod not be in it?
Because the top 5 home run leaders of all time. Number 1, Sadaharu O. I never specified
no,
it.
no, not true.
Number 2, Barry Bonds. Number 3, Hank Aaron. Number 4, Babe Ruth. Number 5, Albert
Babe
Pujols.
Ruth.
But you know what?
I
I'm going to give Sean something.
Let's give Sean
because it's
something.
not his fault that you don't know baseball.
Sadaharu O.
I'm going to give him a pair of tickets to go see John Mayer on Saturday, October 7th at Wells Fargo Center. Tickets are now on sale at wellsfargocenterphilly.com. I don't like the
He
attitude I'm getting
just
from you guys.
wanted to be the good guy there.
Is 10-second song more fun?
No, I don't know.
10-second song's not run by a
10-second
dictator.
song goes for 4 hours.
This is run by a dick, but not a tater. All right, let's go to Brenton in New Cumberland.
Brenton!
To finish, we'll do about one more.
There you go.
You're going to be playing with Bob. Bob,
Yes,
I
Pat.
need 5 words that describe a home run. Go.
Dinger, salami, bomb, blast, a homer, big fly, all of those, Pat.
Great job.
Yeah, a four-bagger.
Great job.
All right, yeah.
The four-bagger. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Third bagger just won Brant a pair of tickets to go see Avenged Sevenfold on Tuesday, July 18th.
Yeah, buddy.
Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Tickets available via Ticketmaster.com.
I
Thanks
like
for the
that.
big fly.
All right. Where are we going? Where are we going
We'll
last?
do one more because we got one more for Ricky.
One more for
All right,
Ricky.
Even though the music bed ran out, we got
That's
one
why
more.
I was
for Ricky.
throwing you
more.
answers. I thought I was
We're going
done.
to go with Deke in North Wales. here.
Deke!
All right, he's going to finish it out.
What's up, Deke?
Ricky Bo.
What
Come
up?
on, Lou, let's go, Ricky Bo.
All right, Ricky, no pressure, okay?
Yeah.
But you need to name, besides a fastball and a curve, 5 types of pitches. Go.
Splitter, change, slider, screwball, and a sinker.
Keep going. That's not enough.
Slurve.
Slurve,
Not enough.
curve,
Keep going. Keep
drop,
going.
drop pitch, sweeper now.
A sweeper. Yeah, I heard sweeper
By the way, where the
yesterday.
hell's sweeper coming
Deke,
from?
A sweeper's a joke.
Deke ends up winning a pair of tickets for Sundays. Sundays, Flyers Bruins game tickets available at
Job, Deke.
philliesflyers.com.
By the
Enjoy
way,
it.
I kid you not, I'm not sure what it is.
What the hell's
I
sweeper?
think it's a little offset curveball.
Who came up with this crap?
Idiots. How's
But
that?
you don't want a ball to sweep.
Where's there an
A
analytics?
sweep goes parallel to the bat.
Well, what they're saying is it sweeps across the plate.
That's
hard.
ridiculous.
So they're just doing anything to try to put their people are doing anything to try to put their mark on the game.
a
Anything.
sweeper now.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
Hey, the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. You love it. I love it, Ricky.
Ricky,
Yeah.
you've heard dumber. You've
It's the
listened
only
to this
app
show.
I recommend. John?
Odds, slots, bets, and games all coming together in perfect harmony right in your pocket. Download it now at betparks.com. By the way, Kyle never called, Pat.
It's because he doesn't exist.
He's got this thing called work.
Could it be? Doesn't he work from home?
No.
Oh, I thought he was working at home.
Yeah, we have work too. We're asking him to call.
Wait a minute. Don't they have phones at work? I guess it's he's
He might
busy.
not be.
He, may
He
be
might
in a
have been
high-powered
listening
meeting,
earlier. Yeah.
And in a high-powered meeting or
He's
something.
making people money, John.
Pat, are you thinking?
That's what he does.
I just don't think he exists.
Are you thinking there's?
All right, K-Man, if
I
you
think
can
he-
hear us,
I
give us
think
a call.
Could he
he's
be
a
in the
figment of our-
CIA?
I think he's a figment of our imagination.
Could be something like out of the Matrix.
Yeah.
You don't know. Ricky Bo's with us. We're going to enjoy 9 o'clock hour as the Phillies try to dig themselves out of a 1-5 start. We'll get to it next. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. You want to save up to 30%
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. And I got to tell you, Natural Lawn of America is taking over the show today. Why don't you let them take over your lawn? It's not green enough. It's not thick enough. It's not lush enough. And Natural Lawn will fix that. They've been doing that with fewer weeds since 1987. Schedule their full-service program and get free seeding every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED, Natural Lawn of America, with greener grass and fewer weeds guaranteed. We appreciate Natural Lawn for being a part of it. Opening day postponed today, and I'm just seeing as the weather now with Channel 6, now expected to have full precipitation anywhere between 3 and 9 o'clock. Phillies made the right call.
They did.
Great job on their part, not screwing this up.
You know what? I think it's a smart move with so many people benefiting from it. First and foremost, the fans. They don't have to come out and worry about what's going to happen with the weather. I know people will sit there and say, well, I can't go to the game. Chunas is probably ticked off because he's got to give away a ticket. But, I mean, you know what? Hey, you take your chances on opening day. So you take your chances on opening day. The Phillies did it the right way the night before. Baltimore also did it the night before.
Mets too.
The Mets and somebody out. Oh, Cincinnati. No, not Cincinnati. Minnesota. Maybe.
Well, they switched it out because of it. I mean, the Phillies made the right call. And they did the right call by their fan base.
It's a good move.
There's no chance of tomorrow being rained out, Saturday or Sunday.
Right,
perfect. So it's going to be a big weekend.
It's not going to be as warm, but hey.
No, it's not as warm, but better to be dry.
I agree.
And to not have rain delays.
Well, plus it gives your team the day off. Imagine them coming in, preparing for opening day today, and then all of a sudden they're not going to play. Then they got to go home. They got to get up early again tomorrow and prepare for opening day again tomorrow. That's no good.
Well, I don't want to say if anybody needs a day off, but it's not a bad time for these Phillies to have off right now.
It's pretty sad that you even have to say that.
Yeah.
And I'm just throwing it out there.
It's just 1 week,
that's
one
sad.
day in, and 1 week in, one road trip in.
Well, it's kind of like what was it? Tuesday. JT doesn't play, and they said he caught 2 games in a row.
It's the first week of the year. What the hell's going on? I've been the only thing I'll be critical of so far this season, other than the fact that you're pitching to Gleyber Torres yesterday with an empty base with 2 outs, which didn't make any sense to me.
It didn't. You texted me that.
I screamed that text.
I thought he was going to pitch around him. I thought he was going to look for some weak contact somewhere.
So did Scott Fransky on the air. He's like, "Well, you're not going to give him anything to hit here. No. You're going to give him You're not going to give in to Gleyber Torres." And of course,
they don't play the game like we used to. They play the game and if you put it on a pitcher's shoulders now, they're going to do everything they can to get the person out. They're not going to try to walk them. They're not even going to think like that. They think like I could get anybody out in the world. That's the way they're programmed now. It's a different world.
Did it come through your mind yesterday when he pitched the Torres? Because it kind of flashed through, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I was
upset with
I guess he's going to pitch around him. I wasn't even thinking okay, let's give him something to hit.
Yeah.
No, why would you ever give him something to hit?
There's no reason
with an empty
to.
base.
There's no reason to.
It's Little League. Like a Little League manager would know not to do it. Now, the thing is it on Aaron Nola or is it on the manager?
I got to believe it's on the pitching coach. Pitching coach has got to let him know the situation. Got to let him know what's going on. At least somehow, some way, get it to JT. JT, nothing good here. No, you know what I mean? There's got to be. They have signs for everything else. I'm sure they have to have signs for that.
Does this team have no awareness? Like you're getting picked off. You're getting picked off bases. You're overrunning bases. You're trying to stretch singles into doubles. Now, even though that was a perfect bounce.
Yeah. But he blows out his knuckle on top of it, which doesn't help anything.
I mean, this team does not play. And last year, by the way, even in the year, they're dancing on their own, and they did not play fundamental baseball well last year either.
And it's showing right now. It's showing that fundamentals, that the things you normally would learn in spring training have not shown up in their first 6 games. That to me should be first and foremost, like up front. Your fundamentals should be very sound coming out of spring. Don't you think?
I would think.
What do you go and work on? This is the problem I have with their spring trainings now. Let's go take some ground balls. Okay, go get some rest now. You know what? It was never like that in spring training. It was getting stretched out if you're a starting pitcher as far as you possibly can. It was literally, I mean, those starting pitchers when I used to play were going 5-6 innings at the end of spring training.
Yeah.
But the relievers, we were all like looking, where do we go get our innings?
We brought up this morning, and Pat made a good point. I loved that he threw Nola out in the 7th inning.
I thought that was fine.
Yeah, so did I. And I didn't question it twice. Hopefully it starts gearing towards that again as the season moves on, that, okay, I want to get 7 or 8 out of my starters.
I also like that they wasted no time with sending guys down. Marte did not deserve to be here right now. I don't know if you guys saw his last game in spring training. He was all over the joint.
Is that right?
Oh, bouncing the ball all over the place. His mechanics looked really in a funk. And then all of a sudden, he carried that right over into his first couple outings here. And you got to go get that fixed. Out. Gone.
No, you
Sorry.
do. I mean,
this is not Little League. I think that's what has to. It
is with the base running mistakes and everything. It looks like Little League.
I understand. I don't know if that's a complete mistake on the part of Hall. I don't.
Hall was trying. Look,
if
it was
that
a
ball
perfect
doesn't
bounce.
like
it was
that,
a
it's
perfect
double.
bounce.
Right.
But he also runs like he's got a refrigerator on his back.
Yeah, he's running with a redwood tree on his back. There's no doubt about it.
So why is that guy doing that?
Well, he thought he'd take an opportunity to get himself into scoring position. Like I said, if that doesn't take a bounce right to the fielder, it's a double.
Now they brought up on the radio broadcast yesterday. You can't get thrown out on the base paths. You can't get picked off on the base paths because at Yankee Stadium, it's easy to have a 2 or 3 run homer anytime. You want batting. You want batters. You want people on base.
Yeah, and the one guy that's starting to swing a little bit, thank goodness, is Schwarber.
What about Castellanos? After opening day, he looks like a different player.
Reverting back again, right? Is that what you're thinking?
He's 3 hits on opening day.
I still he just needs that burst of confidence, doesn't he? Isn't that what everybody else sees? Because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a guy who had the confidence in spring training, had it like a couple games at the beginning of the year, and now it's kind of he's falling down that ladder a little bit. You got to stop. You got to be able to stop it. He's a veteran in this league. Stop it. And he's had a couple bad calls on him too.
He has had a couple of those. He has had a couple of those too.
Yeah, when he hit a double to right field, I thought, all right, there it is, because that's what I always envision of him, hitting balls to right center.
And then if he elevates that one,
exactly,
it's a home run.
But he just yesterday I look up and it's a 1-2 count on him. It's like why doesn't he just start with a 1-2 count?
It was Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole was phenomenal yesterday.
Yeah, I think they could have gotten to him later on. He started. If you noticed what he started doing, like as the game got later, he'd go 0-2. Next thing you know, it was 3-2.
Yeah, you're right.
He started
trying to get a little
either
cutesy.
started nibbling or he was missing the inside corner
by a little bit. Yeah,
by a little bit.
But his ball started flattening out too a little bit. When that happens, you don't have that extra jump on your ball, and the players see the ball a little bit better. I think that started happening to Cole later on in that game, and he just did not make that damn mistake over the middle of the plate that you needed.
And Boone saw whatever was going on with him quickly.
Yeah,
he got right to him, and that's perfect.
You see how he was ticked off at Jose Trevino? Did you see that?
Oh
yesterday?
yes.
He was not happy with him not getting a sign down.
And Castellanos.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of They seem a little more on edge than 1 and 5 should really do.
Well, number one, here's my issue. You guys could take this for what it's worth. Where should be what should be their focus? The game, not the umpires, not the time clock. The game, and all we're hearing about is the time clock. You know what? You hearing that from everybody else?
Who are we hearing it from though?
Well, you've heard it from Harper. You've heard it from Real Muto.
No,
you've
this
heard it from
team.
Nola. Yes.
This team.
Yes. Nobody else. No other teams.
Where are these other teams complaining about this? This team, it's in their head.
Right. It's in their head.
And Harper saying, we need our game back. What are you talking about?
The game back. The people are loving it, dummy.
And more importantly, game back. The game, what's being taken out of the game is OCD kicking I'm going to hit my bat on my foot, and I'm going to fix my batting glove and everything. There's been no game taken away.
I don't think it has either.
But it affects them. It does. And
this
and
team's
look,
talking about it, though.
I don't know that other teams aren't talking about it. I got to be honest. I haven't watched Houston
I've been looking around Quotes.
see whatever. Teams that are winning aren't going to talk about it.
I've been looking around for quotes. I haven't seen much except for the.
I keep trying to see if there's another team that seems to be referencing it as much.
I have too, and there hasn't really been.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't really look around to
There's
see
a
other
thing
teams'
called-
quotes and stuff like
There's a thing
that.
called Google.
Yeah, but I have no desire to look around and see, hey, how are the Texas Rangers
Nah,
adjusting
well,
to the
that's 'cause
pitch
we're
clock?
hearing
I
it
just
here.
checked it a couple days ago just to peek in to see
Yeah.
because I noticed there was a lot of it coming out, and I'm like, why? I mean,
Because you were 0-4.
And that could
and
be
1
part
and
of
5.
it, though, right?
Yeah, well, absolutely it could
you
be.
don't hear anybody complaining about the shift is gone anymore, do you?
No.
Not a word, because it's a hitter's game. That's why.
See, I do, though, again, and I was anti-blocking the shift. I just
Why?
it's because it's strategy.
It is not. It's. Why did they make positions where they made the positions then? Why is there a second baseman and a first baseman and a third baseman and then a shortstop? We all know where they should play. Where are you going to move your catcher? You want to move your catcher somewhere else? Have him stand near the
best
backstop?
argument I've heard. That's the best argument I've ever
There's a
heard.
reason. There's
in
a
regards to
center fielder, a right fielder, and a left fielder. Did you see how I did that?
No, that's a really good. That is the best defense of that I've ever heard. You don't go for it.
I don't like the shift. Let me put that first and foremost. But it goes against the essence of sports in that you're trying to find an advantage over another team in order to win a game.
By the way, it's very simple.
It's not cheating.
Just move your second baseman a little bit or move your shortstop a little bit if you think that's the case. If you think Kyle Schwarber's going to hit it in between the hole at second and first, move the second baseman over there.
Here's what as we start 9 o'clock hour, by the way, brought to you by the Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to Bagster.com. The idea of the 1-5 start, I just keep saying, if anything, did we learn from 21 and 29 last year through 50 games? Did we learn a lesson?
What did we learn? That
this
miracles
team,
can happen?
And also, but don't overreact.
We're not
to
over.
1 and 5.
I don't think anybody's
to 1 and
overreacting.
5.
Number one, they're going to be 4 and 5 after Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they're going to be 4 and 5 after Sunday.
Wow, I'd like
and
to
they
hear
will
that.
be over 500 after the Marlins series,
Listen to you with the
I love
big
the
balls.
positivity there.
or 6 and 6.
6 and
One of
6.
the 6
Yeah,
and
I mean,
6
I
would
don't
be-
believe this is. I am not going to concern myself with 1 and 5. I would concern myself with 2 and 11.
I don't like the way they're playing.
Right.
I'm not necessarily. I mean, they've been out of how many of these games? 4 of the games?
Mm-hmm.
3 of them.
Yep.
They've been out of 3 of the games that weren't even close. Weren't even close. So how are we supposed to react? We had the expectations for this team because of that playoff run, because of the World Series run last year. The expectations have gone from 0 to 100. So when you're sitting at 100, it's hard to meet those expectations. I think that's where they are right now. And as for the fan, you could take this for what it's worth, but I know how this goes. The fans, the season doesn't start until they play a home game.
Yeah, you just feel like it's.
They haven't been here yet.
Yeah.
And they've been gone for
Months.
They have not even been able to be home because they're down at spring training.
I'm telling you, for the fan base, I don't think they feel like the season starts until they come home.
So I brought this up yesterday to the guys, Ricky. I wanted to ask you about this. The playoff run last year featured so much clutch hitting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from everybody, Real Muto and Hoskins and Harper, everyone.
Everybody jumped in on it.
Yeah. There's been a lot of opportunities to come up clutch this year, and you just didn't get the big hit. Is this lineup void of that? We know what Schwarber is. He'll hit you home runs. We know what Cassiano, whatever. Is this roster right now, lineup right now, void of a clutch hitter?
I don't think so. I think that, here's the issue right now. You had Schwarber kind of struggling coming into New York. You had Real Muto was going well. Now all of a sudden he's struggling. They can't seem to get 2 or 3 guys in a row within the lineup.
Yeah.
Going at the same time.
Turner's always going to be there.
Well, Turner, I love Turner.
Yeah.
could you
So
not?
much fun
This
to
is
watch.
A ball player on both ends. He's great defensively. He can hit the ball. He doesn't try to do too much. I think that's his greatest asset. Is that he's not up there trying to hit a home run.
Right.
He knows when he gets that pitch that he can hit a home run. So he just drives the ball where it's pitched. And I mean, he uses his speed as a weapon too. So I think he's got a little bit of everything. But I really believe that once these guys get going all at the same time, that's when you're going to see the big numbers start kicking in. It's not because Bryce Harper's not in here. And Nick Castellanos, I think I've said this before. He's a key. He may get moved down the lineup, and Bohm may be moved up into that spot.
What about the how much does right before spring training ends, losing Rhys Hoskins, just sort of pop the energy balloon? And I totally understand it.
Yeah.
We went through it on this show where we lost one of our team members, and it sucked. And we had to literally muster
Takes
up
a
and
while
go.
to get back up
you
there,
get back in where you can even feel okay. I could understand that within that clubhouse because Rhys Hoskins, whether you think he's a great player or not, he absolutely was the spokesperson in that clubhouse. He was the guy most likely to speak, even more than Schwarber. He spoke for things for years. He's sort of the guy. He's sort of the leader. To lose him right before the end of spring training,
I think
that's a major bummer.
He means a lot to the players, and because he's been here for so long, I think that has a lot to do with it. But I mean, they should be a lot of these guys have been around a long time. They should be able to pick up everybody else. Isn't that the whole key to being a good baseball team is being able to pick up your fallen guys? Yeah,
you're supposed to be able to do that.
You're supposed to be able to do that, but now you're down to your third guy at first base. You know who may be coming up?
Kingery.
That would be my guess.
Well, Pat, you
need
thought
an infielder.
You thought he maybe even deserved it right out of camp, right?
Yeah, he played really well in spring training. So I thought he had a shot.
My reasoning in here is Hall's down. If he can't play and he's got to go on the IL, you need an infielder.
They called somebody up.
Problem is if Marsh is out.
Who'd they call up?
I gotta look it up.
If
Did this just happen?
Last night I saw it.
If Marsh is out, you've got problems. You're thin in the outfield.
You're already
this
thin.
team is deadly thin in the
I think
outfield.
this is where Dombrowski goes and gets somebody. This Pache is not an answer.
No, he's
lost. He's not only lost. What are we doing here? You get rid of Marte. I mean, this guy's been up with more chances than anybody else.
It's been over and over.
He's come up empty.
Ricky Bowe.
They called. I'm sorry. They called up Cody Clemens.
Okay.
So he's getting called up. He's probably had
a shot.
He's probably had experience in first base because Derek Hall is hurt.
That's incredible.
That's per John.
Well, the thing that's going to happen, that should happen, is that Bohm should move over. But what kind of influence is this going to happen? What's going to happen when Bohm does well over there, and then you want to stick him back over at third base? I don't think
I think it also goes hand in hand with how well does Edmundo Sosa do at third. Are you okay with that?
Edmundo Sosa can play defensively.
But every day,
question.
Edmundo Sosa?
I don't know what's going to happen to the bat.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Hey, Ricky Bowe joins us courtesy of our good friends at Paul B. Moyer and Sons.
I do. Go where the pros go for outdoor power equipment. From mowers and zero turns to hedgers and trimmers. Shop Paul B. Moyer and Sons in Doylestown or Jamison, Pennsylvania, or online at paulbmoyer.com.
All right, now let me ask you, Ricky, because we were just debating this before. Doc Rivers has 3 games left in the season. They're the 3 seed, and they cannot be improved.
Get people as much rest as you can.
Would you literally shut down Embiid and Harden?
I would play them minimal.
It'll be 9 days
I
rest.
might play them a quarter, the first quarter every game.
What do you think about that?
I think 8-9 days is a lot. Well, no,
it'll be 9 days.
Last game I wouldn't play him at all. So the next 2 games I would play him a quarter and get him out.
I don't see the sense in that.
But you're also lowering, if you do that, you're lowering Embiid's chances of getting MVP.
Yeah, if they go all out tonight, if they play him tonight, I'm okay with it. And then I'd look for the shutdown for the last 2 games because you're back-to-back tomorrow, and then, you go again on Sunday. I'd be fine with that.
Who's tonight?
Tonight is Miami.
See, and if you win tonight, you guarantee you're playing the Nets in the first round. The Nets Brooklyn becomes the 6th seed. If Miami beats you tonight, you could end up facing Miami. They crawl back into they're still alive to be the 6th seed.
Right.
I don't want to play Miami. I'd rather choose Brooklyn as the team and then roll over in Brooklyn on Sunday and just let anything happen that happens on Sunday.
I see where you're going with this. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
My thing is right or wrong. I guess it was how I was brought up and all. Is that when you're not going 100%, when you're not planning on playing a full game, injuries tend to come a little bit more. And
I see where you're going.
Yeah, I don't say to Joel, all right, I'm giving you 9 minutes in the first quarter tonight, and that's it. I can't have Embiid going out there playing less than 100%, thinking he's going 39 minutes.
Well, they just play him the middle game. Go the middle game, and then
that's Miami. That's Atlanta tomorrow night, I think.
One game. Play him tomorrow night, and that's it.
Yeah, I'd go. Okay, but I'd go tonight. I think I'd go tonight full bore one more time.
That's what I'm saying. It's your home game.
And then,
wait, when's the last game? Tonight's
the last home game.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, it's probably going to happen.
I was saying earlier, look, if you're
but it's not your last home game.
If you're shutting down, shutting down Harden and Embiid, if you're going to shut them down, then shut them down. If you're going to play them, tonight's the night you play them.
But you're
saying in front of your home crowd.
You're saying it's their last home game. It's not. They have all the playoffs. Did I
fan appreciation?
Like something there?
Like the fan
do that again. Keep doing that.
It's like the fan appreciation night. Like doesn't mean anything. Nothing means anything anymore.
Just be there. I mean, why do they owe it to anybody to play these guys if they're trying to win a championship?
Okay, then don't play them on the road this weekend because I'm okay.
I see what you're saying.
If you shut them down, because yes, Ricky, I do believe still the fans deserve. When you're buying Sixers tickets, you're not buying them to see B-Ball Paul. You're not buying them to see you want Joel Embiid, James Harden.
Baseball was a little different. What we were able to do is play those starters for like 3 innings on the last day of at home.
And they'd wave off,
and then you'd switch them up, and then whatever you do after that.
And I got to say, the average fan, if they're buying a ticket for the last game of the season, probably has in their head that just maybe they're not going to see the Stars playing on the last.
There's a pretty good chance, yeah.
Game 80 tonight, right?
Yep.
Game 80 out of 82 tonight. I think the NBA disrespects its fan base more than any sport. They don't care about their ticket buying public.
A lot of guys.
Oh yeah, we're just going to shut down. We're going to. Hey, this guy's getting a night off tonight when he's perfectly healthy. And now they put in the new rule for next year: 65 games minimum to be able to be eligible.
That's pretty
for the
sad
awards.
that they had to do that.
It's pathetic. I mean, to me, it's pathetic that they had to do that. And I'm glad to see so many
taking 17 games off.
I'm glad to see former players too saying that's ridiculous from different eras, saying 65 games. Like now it takes it. They try to make it as well. It's for injury too. It's these load management has become a true thing, and I wonder if we're going to see it in baseball. Are we going to see baseball now say a catcher? I understand. I don't understand JT Realmuto needing a rest 4 games into the season. That makes no sense to me. It's absurd. But to me, if you tell me JT needs time off in June, July, August, in the heat and everything, I'm all for
but
it.
you don't. I mean, there's baseball players don't take 30 games off.
It's incredible.
I mean, that's.
If Realmuto takes off like once a week, I'm fine
That's
with
fine,
it.
exactly.
I mean, yeah.
But you shouldn't need it.
If you have to get at bats for it, and some of it might be more of that. Like
You need the other guys to stay fresh. That's why they call them Sunday lineups.
That's right.
I mean, they do that for a reason in baseball.
Jim
let me ask you something. When you were younger and your dad or whoever said, "Hey, I got tickets to Sunday's Yankee game." Sunday? Can we go
game.
Saturday? I mean, that's what I would say. I would say, can we go
Well,
Saturday?
the Sunday game,
I
because
wasn't that smart. I was just like,
I was a Saturday.
I was talking about your boy Jim Fregosi the other day.
Yeah.
Jim Fregosi's Sunday give-up lineup was just like they had the giveaway item, but then you had the Jim Fregosi give-up lineup.
Yeah.
Where you'd be like families are coming out. Pat, do you sell your Sunday tickets a lot to family guys, or do you even know who buys them?
Half and half. I try to sell them directly to people
because
that it cuts out the middleman. But
little kids getting to go to games, and it's like
that's why they do it.
I don't understand it.
I don't know. I don't know the reasoning behind that. It's just a day game after a night game. And I'm just saying, this is what I was brought up to understand. That's what I was brought up to understand.
I didn't when I was little, even though it kind of happened sometimes.
I never got the damn day off. They never said, "Ah, the closer. Give the closer Sunday off."
Hey, we head into the final stretch of the morning presented by Stretch Zone. Those people are great.
Stretch it. I got to get back
They're
there.
going to be here tomorrow giving out the free stretches during our studio broadcast. So
Yeah,
you
of
can
course.
come on by and get a stretch.
I won't be there.
Well, you could come on
wait,
by and
you
get
got
a stretch.
studio broadcast?
Yeah, tomorrow's the live show.
Maybe I'll
come on
jump
by,
in.
open house. Come on by.
Maybe I'll stop
jump in, get stretched out. If you want to relieve sore muscles, increase your flexibility and range of motion, book your free 30-minute stretch session today at stretchzone.com. More about the NFL draft, and of course, we'll find out what does Ricky Bo know coming up. John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. This mild. There's never been
We're gonna try to get him to play 1v1 against Pat Egan, so it might be fun. Stay tuned for that. Let's go.
Conditions. New users and winning.
Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Show takeover today by Natural Lawn of America. Greener grass, fewer weeds guaranteed since 1987. Get their full-service program, get free seeding every year. Go 800 free seed. Natural Lawn of America. You will love them. We appreciate them. Bob, been getting ready to do a little Easter weekend
Yeah.
action.
Can't wait.
We'll travel.
Yeah. We're flying
fun,
down to
which is
Charlotte
nice.
this afternoon.
Where
yeah.
you going?
Charlotte,
Charlotte?
North Carolina.
The Queen City.
Be there in an hour.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
always an
It's a quick
hour,
flight.
2 minutes, whatever it is. Great flight.
It's a quick
Our
flight.
son lives right by the airport,
You know,
so everything's
you know what
cool.
sucks? Last time I went to Hilton Head, I had to. Number one, I got to tell you something. This is a funny story because it's a flying story because I think that's
Okay.
funny. I had to get to Philadelphia Airport. It was a
Okay.
Sunday night flight, like a 7:30 flight.
All right.
Okay, I did it on purpose because I'm going to Hilton Head. My brother had a place down in Hilton Head, so I'm going there for 5 days. And the Mets are playing the Phillies. Wouldn't you know it? Fourth inning comes along, rain delay.
Oh, no.
Like a 2.5 hour rain delay. They come back on the field. They play. They start playing. Another inning. Rain comes.
Oh, no.
Another delay. It's now about 5:45. I'm like, well, I'm done. We got told we could leave because it was the beginning of September.
Right.
There may have been a football game or something coming on. They were like, "Are you baseball can go?" I'm like, "Thank goodness."
Oh, my gosh.
Made that
How
flight
quickly did you get to the airport?
from the Wells Fargo, about 5 minutes.
So you made it really easy. Parked.
Parked and
Easy.
got on that jet and out of here.
Got on it and rolled,
Yeah,
which sounds good.
yeah. So
That's-
what do you? You're going to Charlotte. What are you up to this weekend?
We're staying here, but the girl is staying at college with her friends because all her friends aren't going home for Easter because they have classes tomorrow
Yeah.
and classes Monday. So she's like, I'm just going to stay down with my friends, and we were like, that's cool. I think Mom was a little bummed that she's not coming home
Yeah.
for the weekend. I said, that's a great sign, honey. She likes being with her friends. That's awesome.
My mom's happy. She's getting out of her rehab this week.
That's awesome. Great, Mom.
This week, so she'll be home for Easter, and apparently they're going out to dinner. And my youngest daughter will most likely be with them. My oldest daughter will be here with Dad in Philly. She's
That's
going to the
not
Phillies
bad.
game on Saturday.
Now she's
so
she's
excited.
in D.C. though, right?
She's in D.C. Yeah,
We were down there last weekend.
yeah.
Awesome.
You threw out
It was
picture after
awesome.
picture after
It was
picture with some guy
awesome.
sitting on the steps.
It was fantastic.
Who was the guy on the steps?
That is that. What was that noise?
That was Bob.
Oh,
Microphone.
By the way,
Relax.
weird
thought it was something
noises
else.
are always Bob.
I thought that
That's
was
not true.
I thought that was a weird
Well,
noise there.
SBD sometimes.
I
though.
love DC though. Now she lives right near Nat Stadium, right?
She lives direct. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right near it. She is in that district. Yeah.
That is absolutely awesome. Let's find out what Ricky Bo knows.
Uh-oh.
Bo knows baseball. Bo knows football.
We couldn't get Bo Jackson, but we do have Ricky Bo. So let's find out what Ricky Bo knows.
All right, it's opening day tomorrow. It'll be dry then. What does Ricky Bo know about putting ketchup on hot dogs?
Ketchup on hot dogs are for little kids. Anything over the age of 12, no more ketchup on the hot dogs. Unless you're going to mix the ketchup with mustard.
They sell that now, by the way.
A ketchup mustard mix.
Yeah, I told Pat this the other day. I only put ketchup on two things, and
French
that's
fries.
French fries and cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I stopped.
Oh,
caring.
no cheesesteaks.
I can't put it on a cheesesteak.
I stopped caring what other adults
I
thought
put
about what I
mayonnaise.
ate a while ago.
I put mayonnaise on cheesesteaks.
So I like ketchup on hot dogs.
You don't?
Ooh, ketchup.
No, mayonnaise is a people in Philly will tell you a direct violation
I don't give
with
a
the
hoot.
cheesesteaks.
How's that?
Oh, but you guys yelled at me for having ketchup on my cheesesteak.
I didn't yell at you. I just said
Pat,
I wouldn't.
ketchup cheesesteak?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Pat's
Do
all
what
for
you
it.
want.
Would
Do
you
what
put
want, man.
would you put a ketchup on a normal steak?
Oh, no, it's not a normal steak.
Okay.
It's a normal steak.
No, normal
It's a
steak is what
ribeye
people
steak.
outside of Philadelphia try to
It's-
do to make it a cheesesteak. They don't know what they're doing.
It's a ribeye steak.
What does Ricky Bo know about the difference between trash talking and taunting?
I know no difference. Number one, I don't really care. I think if you're going to be able to dish it out, you better be able to take it. Caitlin Clark, I tip my cap to you for that. And then the trash talker was Reese, right?
Yes. Angel Reese.
Didn't she just turn down Biden and Mrs. Biden?
Yes.
And say we'd rather go if the Obamas are there?
Yes, we'd rather go to the Obama's house.
Because of the fact that Jill Biden said
both
that
teams
she
would
wanted
go.
to invite both teams,
Right.
which is a load of crap.
And
Why
number
should
one-
the loser get invited?
Number one, taunting. I guess there is a difference. See, I look at
There's a huge difference.
Taunting and I guess trash talking. Trash talking is just between two people. When you start bringing in the crowd, that's taunting.
That's exactly what I said the other day.
And
when you
Yeah.
bring in a third party,
Other people don't need to know about trash talking.
Yeah. Why do you gotta let everybody else know what you're doing? Because then you look like an idiot.
And when you walk around, look, I thought both girls could have been better.
You know why they do
Well,
it?
but when you walk around the court for 15, 20 seconds following
yeah, the
somebody
second
to
one did
mock
that,
them,
yeah.
that's mocking. That's taunting.
But they're all doing it for one purpose. They want to be big on social media.
Look at me, look at me.
All right, Ricky, what do
Patty?
you know about cottaging?
Cottaging? I don't do that. I heard that you're the king of cottaging at airports.
All right,
That's
you've
what I
learned.
have heard.
You've learned. I just wanted to see if you remember what
By
it
the
was.
way, you're not
He
going to
remembers
believe
what
this.
it is. That's
I
pretty
was
good.
almost
Making
going to
sure.
say, I wonder if he's going to bring up cottaging today.
I
How about
just-
that?
I
Because that
just
was
wanted to
last
make sure you
year.
remember.
That was last year, my first or second time on.
you were a big
You were a
cottager.
real jerk.
I wasn't a jerk. You were a big cottager, and you
No.
admitted it on the air, and we have videotape of it.
Pat's in a little bit of a
I'm
mood.
not saying
He's in a little bit of a mood today.
I'm not in a mood.
Don't you want to just
No.
pummel him every
Yeah,
once in a while?
They do, and they don't because
He's not
it's
in a
assault,
mood.
brother.
He's not in a mood.
See what I mean? He uses the law.
He's got
behind
the
him.
law behind
That's
it.
right.
Let's
Dad will sue you.
I'll sue you.
Ricky,
Yeah.
if I was to ask you the thing you don't want to find in your Easter basket, the candy you do not want to find in your Easter basket.
The chocolate egg with the cream in it.
The Cadbury?
The Cadbury. No.
You hate them too.
Oh, those are gross.
Oof.
That and there's never any of that Halloween candy in there, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm trying to think. The Peeps, I can only do like one. Don't give me like chocolate Peeps either. Just give me the
Ooh.
yellow guy. Let me eat that thing, and that's it.
Coach, you have something for Ricky?
Rick, let's stick with the Easter topic.
That didn't
What do you
sound
know-
good, did it?
What do you know about dyeing Easter eggs?
I used to do it a ton. I used to do it with my daughters. I used to help my daughters do it. They used to have fun with it. They never come out like, I don't know. And then they used to, I remember when I was a little kid on TV, they used to have those commercials where you can get the set to make perfect eggs. And, oh, yeah, I had to get that. And that never worked either.
We
So
dyed eggs every year. Every single year.
The question wasn't to you.
With the Pez.
I could ask you the question once I want to pass it. But I never made good ones. I was never
Are
good
you
at
Pat
it.
Jr. here?
And I used to
gonna
make a
let me
big
finish
mistake and
my
use the
steak
brown eggs, which made it even worse.
The brown eggs.
Yeah.
You can't dye brown eggs.
Yeah, well, you can, but it's always just a darker brown they turn.
I didn't know.
John, how about you? Have you ever dyed eggs?
I didn't know brown eggs came from brown chickens.
Color,
No, I
what?
didn't know. I did not know where brown eggs came from.
They're extra large.
I
Although
always
guess you can get
thought
extra
eggs
large.
came from any chicken that was out there.
Ricky, what do you know about a goose laying eggs?
Golden. Only golden eggs.
How long do you think they saddle up for and lay these eggs and all that stuff?
The golden eggs, they got to be years. They got to sit in there for years.
Because we have one.
You got a golden egg?
No, we have a goose. It is a goose, right, Coach?
Yeah.
So if you look out the window near Coach's office, down below there's a garden area.
I've
and
seen
there-
him. He's sitting on
I
top
think it's
of
a she, I would say, because
She.
yeah, that's okay.
My bad today.
All
I'm
right,
having
see,
a
boys
bad
have
day.
penises, girls
And
have.
they are. She is sitting on her eggs.
Oh, we have to
yeah.
have that talk.
I would say those things aren't going to last very long. They're about ready to pop.
Right? I mean, she's been there a while.
Well, I saw it about 2 weeks ago, so it's got to be ready to pop.
yeah.
Those things are going to crack open.
I made a joke. I said, "Oh, I think her water broke." And
What a
Connor
smart
got all
place to
upset.
be.
Yeah, right. Nobody can get to her.
Nobody knows where you are.
No,
Yeah, but
except us.
aren't they going to drop to their deaths though?
That's well.
Can
usually
they fly right away?
No, I doubt it. But the nests are usually in trees.
Well, it's in a bush, right?
Yeah, it's like
Downstairs?
yeah,
I thought it was just part of the roof.
And then I think
it is. It's kind of a roof that has gardening on
Yeah.
it, so
And
it's
I
like
think
all.
the hawks that are out in that
Although
parking
you'll
lot.
see them start if they're circling. Watch out.
Uh
Uh-oh.
Now I'm nervous.
Ricky, what do you know about Venmo?
I
Are you
know,
a Venmo guy?
I know that when
Not
I
an
go
ass,
to my
I'm asking a
Venmo,
question.
there's a lot of red in it and a lot of minuses.
So you have it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You're not anti Venmo.
Oh, I hate it.
So you do hate it, but you have it.
Absolutely disgust it. I would like to find that person who made that.
Why?
That's a
Why?
why?
Why are you so anti Venmo?
Let me ask you something there, Pat. When you go to your
That is my
Venmo,
name.
are there any pluses with a green on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what? When your kid gets older, you know what it's going to be? Minus. You're not going to see any greens. It's going to be minus all the way down.
Got a point there, Pat. Yeah, you got nothing, do you?
No, I don't have. My 4-year-old doesn't Venmo me.
Yeah.
Venmo charge.
Well, we'll
me.
see when you. How about you, John? You got it,
I
right?
have it, but Pat, last night we took a poll in class to figure out what would happen. 23 students, 21 did not have $10 or more on them
Here's my point.
in my class because I was trying to test Pat's point. I said, okay, here's the discussion we got into yesterday on the show.
Yep.
And I said, how many of you in the class right now have more than $10 in cash on you? 2 people.
Well, they have two things going in their favor. One, their age, and two, they're at college. Their pockets aren't loaded with
But
money in college.
They made the case to me.
Yeah, but nobody uses cash.
Pat, you know what the number one argument in your favor
Exactly.
was? Is that they said when they use cash, they feel like it's make-believe. When they use electronic, they get a balance immediately where they can see where their
And we're
balances are.
opposite.
And they feel that way.
Here's the danger of that. Somebody's going to hack everything one of these days, and everybody's going to go to 000, and everybody's going to be like, I wish I had cash on me.
Yeah, nobody's
the
reaching
next
their
problem.
hands in my pockets.
You sound like my grandmother who would stuff cash in her mattress.
You wait.
Where
dummy.
does she live?
Wait till what?
You
Where's
wait,
she live?
dummy.
You wait, Sonny. You'll see.
You've watched too much Terminator 2.
All right, wait a minute, Pat.
That's
okay, can
not
I
true.
can I ask you this?
Sure, go ahead. Ask
The
for it.
day
Terminator
the day the power grid goes down, and you know that it's going to happen at some point because the government's actually told you to prepare for 3 days of it.
Yeah.
And everybody, what happens that day when no one has money?
What do you mean when no one has money?
Because you're not. The power grid will be gone. There won't be any.
stay
There
home.
won't be any smartphones. There won't
gonna
be
be
any
the
banks.
purge.
There won't be any ATMs.
It's going to be like the
Wait
purge.
till my phone dies. I'll watch Disney Plus on my phone.
What are people going to do to eat?
What do you mean? They'll have food in their house.
It's one day.
Oh, wait,
I mean.
wait. If the
We thought that this was going to
By the
happen
way,
when the
by the way,
pandemic hit, that it was
You
going to
hear
be like,
Mr. Privilege? Oh, there'll be food in their house. There's people without food in their house right now.
I'm just saying. I think it's going to be
Oh,
the.
yeah, I'm the privileged one here. All right, former
Pat,
Major League Baseball
You don't hear
player
me
on
saying
TV.
something like that, though, do you?
Oh, what? Like, yeah.
Jerk.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
You know
now
what?
it's
Shove
getting
it.
personal.
Pat, I do believe if the power grid goes down, and if it goes down for more than a day, I do believe, and I'm not. The purge is
It's gonna be the purge.
but it is going to be.
the purge,
It is
Ricky.
going to be looting of stores.
A run on the
a
bank.
there won't be any run on bank because no one will be able to do anything with the
don't
bank
think
because there's no power.
I think, we
Nothing
had
there.
that,
Money.
I think we had that fear with the global pandemic, and all that happened was
What happened?
We ate
People
out.
looted.
We ate outside.
No,
We had dinner outside.
but there won't be any. There won't be anything working because the power grid will be down.
Okay. Then,
Well,
So everything in your
he's saying
refrigerator is spoiled.
He'll use his grill.
Everything in your refrigerator
Right, will
spoils.
spoil.
And
top ramen doesn't spoil. Like, you guys live in this fantasy world, or it's going to be like, Escape from New York. No,
Never know.
it's-
The water could go bad, too.
SpaghettiOs don't go bad for like 3 years.
Pat, there are things that have happened in this country the
Who the
last
hell
3
has
years
SpaghettiOs
that I
in?
never thought I'd see in my
I'll tell you
entire
who
life.
has SpaghettiOs, Ricky. People that are ready for the power grid to go down. That's who has SpaghettiOs. Maybe you should get you some.
No, thank
Get you
you.
some with the wieners in them.
It's called diarrhea, that stuff.
Bob, what happens if the power grid goes down?
A lot
Your
of
house.
sex.
You got some cash?
wiener.
Yeah, a lot of sex.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean my house. I thought you meant all over. If the power grid, it's like a blackout. Anybody talks a blackout. There's
Babies.
usually 9 months later there's a baby boom.
You yesterday.
I'm not saying there's a lot of sex in my house, Ricky, if the power grid goes out. So get that look off your face. I'm just
Keep
saying
it
in
your
general.
pants.
Do you realize how would teenagers go with no power for 24 hours?
Oh, they would freak out.
I'm telling you, the country would have a meltdown. And yes, I believe storefronts all over major cities in America, it would be looting the
No
night it
doubt.
goes down. There'd be no
doubt.
street lights,
And by the way, think about
no cameras.
Think about
Deal with it when it happens.
like my daughters from 19 to 22. I mean, these girls eat out every day. They are using their Grubhub to go eat every day.
Got to eat.
Have something. Egan's right in that sense. Have something in your place.
Hey, now through April the 9th, visit Campers Inn RV for their mega motorhome markdown and shop 739 new motorhomes priced up to 40% off. Visit Campers Inn RV for guaranteed lowest prices. See the dealer for details. Shop 739 new motorhomes. That's very specific.
739.
Like it's like not 738. No, not
So
that
one hasn't been
no,
sold
there's one.
yet?
No, there's one, and they're like, don't touch that one. That one's special.
739.
Coonies are already going to do that. Would you ever want to do the motorhome and travel like across country with your family in a motorhome?
Our son Tommy wants to do that so bad. Every time he sees an RV on the road or something like that, RV. And I was like, yeah, one of these days, Tommy. I don't know why he does.
How old's Tommy?
Tommy is 26 now.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
RVs are great.
I don't.
So
we've never taught. And that's
I
Tommy's
would
our
do
son
that.
with autism, so I don't know where he learned this. He doesn't.
But he wants the RV.
But he wants it. Yeah, I think he wants a home that moves.
And also, too, the visual of being able to sit, like the other day on the train, going from Philly to D.C., I sat out, I looked out that window the entire time, just noticing houses and backyards and stores, and I loved it.
Well, if you have somebody who doesn't mind driving,
Yeah.
it's great. Because, you just sit back there, do whatever you want. You got TV, you got the satellite back there, you do whatever you want.
Who drives we said the other day, Coach, there was a coach we decided would drive?
I got a question.
Yes.
Does Tommy go camping? Has he been camping?
He has camped out overnight before.
So has he seen them somewhere where they have the
I guess
outdoor thing comes out and you get a little grill outside?
maybe, yeah, and it just stuck in his mind. He really
That's what
wants to do
that's-
that.
That's
yeah.
what I'm thinking.
But
So
he-
I told him Uncle Ricky might buy him one for his next birthday, which is in August.
it's only,
I
what,
can't-
$250,000?
Campers in RV.
Yeah.
To get a great deal.
Yeah,
then,
get it all done.
then there would be 738 of them.
738?
If that
Bob
happened.
Cooney just bought one.
If Best Show Ever went on a RV trip
Yeah.
and a series of across the country broadcasts in an RV,
Yeah.
who drives?
I would. No. Yeah, I would. I'm not letting Hunter drive.
No, I wouldn't let Hunter.
Jen wouldn't want to drive. So it would be probably Tyrone.
You and Ty would go
Yeah.
back and forth. I would see Ty putting on the captain's hat and driving. I could see him doing that. You and him taking turns driving.
Yeah, that's what I think it would be.
I wouldn't trust Hunter.
Nah.
What about Dylan?
No, hell no. You would let Dylan drive?
Why not?
Oh, absolutely not.
I think honestly, Dylan is maybe the guiding force of the
Dylan
best
would
show
be the
ever.
map guy. All right, got to take a left here.
Is he folding out a map?
No,
Is
no,
Dylan
he would
using
be
the paper?
on his computer doing a map.
Is he doing that? Pat would not drive ours, or would you drive? The other day we were
I
deciding
can't
this when
see
you were
over a
out,
wheel.
Pat.
Yeah, I'd be fine driving.
You would like to drive?
You would let the guy that can't see over the wheel and reach the pedals drive?
This is terrible.
How many accidents have you been on?
Huh?
He got hit.
I got hit.
Oh, you got hit.
Yes.
Yeah, he kept getting hit.
And by the way, the jinx came from right there, too.
Uh-huh.
Why was it my fault?
Because you were talking about how I was hit for the second time in a week.
And then I
And
saw you.
And you said something about third
time.
somebody else said third time and blah, blah, blah. And it happened that night.
And you were meeting me.
Yeah. Happened that night.
That's
Can you
really
imagine
not.
I
that?
blame him.
That's really not good.
It wasn't
Yes,
really
is.
his fault, but his karma comes back.
Yeah, right.
I don't like that
Not
karma.
to you.
I didn't like that karma coming back.
Well, the lady had karma in her car to hit me.
Opening day tomorrow. So for the Phillies, I feel so much better about Aaron Nola after seeing yesterday's outing.
You should.
So you overall the Nola outing yesterday.
Overall, I thought he was really good, and I look at it like where are his pitches? I think that outside corner, that little running fastball he had on the outside corner to right-handed hitters, and he was painting that corner. That to me is his bread and butter. Everybody will say, "Well, his curveball." Well, if you watched early on in that game, he was kind of rolling his curveball. And what I mean by rolling, it doesn't have a sharp break, but by the second inning, that break started being sharp, and I like to see that. So he had once he has two things going, he could ride that fastball up in the zone too. He becomes a much better pitcher. I think he was more on top of his game. And I'm not saying speed-wise. His speed is down. His speed is down 2 miles an hour. He averaged 91.5 yesterday.
Early season reasoning?
I would say World Series hangover / quick, what would you call it? Getting back to health time?
When you World Series hangover.
Well, it's from you go until November.
Too many innings, you mean?
You lose a month. You lose a month of your off season to recoup.
Well, the way you recoup from a hangover is probably just laying around and resting. And seriously, bringing it to him though would I'm not saying shut him down yet. Do you have an eye on that? Kind of what you did with Wheeler last year? I think
what you have to do is get them all to 100% first, and then figure out what you want to do. Because, I mean, if Wheeler or Nola go out and you're not getting to 100 pitches, what are you supposed to do? You're gonna take the foot off the gas pedal and say, "Oh, we'll just wait for September." No, you can't do that. You got to get them to a high amount of pitches. I mean, look, Garrett Cole, he's already over 100.
Well, so is there's nothing genetically that has happened to young, strong men who pitch?
No,
compared to previous generations, other than the coaching that is now being. And the analytics crap that is being tossed.
Did anybody see any of the starting pitchers get stretched out in spring training? It's that simple, isn't it?
Hey, the fact that you had one guy pitch more than 6 innings when every team started on the same day. You had one guy that went 6 1/3.
And that was, who was it? Strom.
Cease.
You're talking about big leagues.
Yeah, so on day one, all the teams played, only one guy went more than 6 innings. That's crazy.
But that's what you would expect.
It's just crazy. You would hope not, though.
Well, you wouldn't have expected that. Let me put it this way. I could tell you factually that I could remember Kurt Schilling going 8 innings quite a few times.
Oh, yeah. You came in against the Dodgers. I remember that day. Beautiful day.
So what, does anyone not tip? They will not tip the apple cart. They think this is the way to go.
They're in this mode where rest is everything. Rest is everything. I would have loved to have played now. I never would have pitched. I would have gotten paid 10 times, 20 times more. And I pitched once a week. I mean, how hard could that be? I'd have lasted 30 years in the league.
That's amazing. I mean, it's very, very strange to.
I would have hated it because I like to work. I would have hated it.
Yeah, sitting around doing nothing, especially for a reliever that has the makeup of you.
Me coming to the ballpark and you saying you're not pitching today, that's not going to work.
So load management wouldn't have worked with you.
Well, you have to abide by their rules, but no,
sure.
It would not have.
You have 7 games with the Reds in the next 2 weeks here.
6 or 7.
Yeah, six. Yeah, whatever. It was 6 or 7. I don't know.
No.
It was 6 of 7.
6 of 7. 6 out of 7.
Yeah, so you're saying you got to win 6 out of 7?
I think they could win 6 out of 7.
Be a great way to dig out of this hole. And I'm not worried about the 1-5 at all. I honestly, and I would worry again. I'd worry if it was like 2-11. Or
I mean, literally, look up in the sky at night. You see a bunch of stars. It's one star out of all those stars. So relax. Everybody's just got to relax.
Pat, you feeling that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this team has some holes, but it's way too early.
Way too early, and I got to believe those holes will get fixed, just like our potholes when I drive down the street every day.
They don't get fixed.
They don't get fixed.
They will. They'll pretend to fix them here in the spring.
When the power grid goes out?
That would be a good time to do it.
Might as well. Got nothing else to do.
Can't get gas without power, can you? Nobody thought about that.
You can't get gas either.
I have
can't
gas.
get into this. Can't do all this.
You have gas every day.
No, at the house. you guys, man. No, I have a full gas can full of gas.
Last week when I was in here, you had a full gas can of gas. You're absolutely right.
Bob, that is the.
I don't know why.
Bob,
why does everybody get on you for that?
Huh?
Why are you the guy?
I don't know why everybody.
Because Jamie used
whatever.
to say, was it Pat? Was it you or Jamie would call him Bobby blows it up?
Yeah, this is what he does.
It's not what I do. All right, yesterday we're sitting here in a meeting at 5:00. Somebody's sitting on the floor. What happened?
That was terrible. Connor.
Yeah, Connor. Like Pat, Connor. But it all comes back to me, doesn't it, Recky?
Well, last week it was you. You even admitted it.
But sometimes it unjustly comes back to me.
Unjustly is wrong.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's really good. Hey, I will tell you this is that there can't be any tolerance for it. Ricky, there was a question that Connor wanted answered, and that was this: how do you determine which position player pitches? Like, is it like he says? Was there in spring training some sort of a competition?
Well, there used to be. There used to be with Gabe Kapler, if you remember.
Oh yeah, there was.
I'd even get those players to throw off the mound, make sure they're ready to go. That's just stupidity. But I will say this much. I think it's a volunteer thing at times. I think it's also who's left on the bench at times.
I would think you'd have guys fighting to do it.
Why?
Because it would be fun.
Really?
I don't know.
Wait
Getting
until
up there
when?
and getting blasted, I don't know.
What do you care
Because
if you're a position player and you pitch?
Most
what do
likely
you
you
care?
are not throwing it by the hitter, which means they're going to see the ball pretty well. If they time you and they hit one right back at your head,
Oh, okay.
That's not fun.
I wasn't thinking about it in that regard. Now, Bob, was that what
pitchers
you
are
were
used
thinking?
to it. You could tell.
Yeah.
I could literally tell by the crack of the bat if it was coming at me. That's how I knew to move. It wasn't about like you see it. You don't really see it. I'm
See,
telling
I
I got
thought-
hit in the chest by Charles Johnson, catcher from the Marlins.
Sure.
Yeah. He was on
And
my fantasy
it knocked
team many years.
me 3 feet backwards. Like I was off my feet.
Yeah, that probably
think
doesn't
that-
feel good to take
No.
100 miles an
So
hour
you're
in the middle of
saying
the
Hit, like,
chest.
right here.
See, now I never thought about it that way because, Bob, when you said it, my guess was that a guy doesn't want to do it because he would suck at doing it and
No.
he would be embarrassed
There's
by
more
the
of a
numbers. he
fear,
given up.
like, of
Yeah, I
getting
don't want to
hit.
get killed. Yeah.
You're close. You don't.
Oh, it
60
seems
feet
close.
with a guy hitting a ball 115 miles an hour.
And a lot of times your motion, because you're not used to being a pitcher, doesn't put you in a position of ready to field.
Right.
Right? I mean, these guys
Like
aren't
you're not
pitching.
in
They're
balance.
probably overthrowing, therefore their arms coming through their body. Next thing you know, you're not facing the batter.
And-
your body's halfway turned.
And then there's the Jeff Francoeur nightmare, if you remember
yeah,
that
yeah,
down
yeah.
in Baltimore.
What happened to him? I don't
Oh,
remember
he
that.
threw like 50 pitches.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. It was a joke. It was awful.
He did. Throwing a ton.
It was so ridiculous.
Oh, my gosh. It is. It's not going to be that way, hopefully, with a home opener. Opening day matter to you as far as a player, like the home opener? Because
I
to
thought
the
the home
to the
opener
fans,
kinda-
it means to the fans, it means everything. Is it different, though, than opening day?
Oddly enough, I used to like starting on the road just
Why?
to get your feet wet
Okay.
before you came home. Although starting at home was always fine and blah, blah, blah. But I think this one was a little different. I think this team has been really waiting to feel the love. Does that make sense to you?
Get the.
They need that.
Well, Reese
Reese
has
will
to
be here.
has to come out.
Yeah, that'll be the
Harper
biggest
has to come
ovation.
out. They both have to come out.
Those two will be the biggest ovation you'll hear.
Everybody that
Maybe,
get back.
maybe Turner.
What do you
Yeah, Trey Turner would be cool.
What do you think about the quick healing of Bryce Harper that they keep championing?
I'm
that look how fast
skeptical.
he's ahead
I'm
of the-
skeptical, but I'm happy if this is the case. I've never heard this before, but I mean, can you imagine he comes back over a month early?
He's a Superman.
That's what people think.
Yeah,
that scares me a little bit.
See, that bothers me too. That they're
It's not
that they're
bothersome.
rushing
It just scares me.
No,
I don't-
I'd want to
I
see
don't want it to happen again. And you've heard these horror stories that, if he slides and hits it wrong, it could happen again. No, God, I don't want to hear that.
I didn't think of that.
Rob Thompson
But-
said his biggest fear is Bryce sliding and popping it back
See,
up.
there's not a lot
Rupturing.
of. Do we have a lot of history of hitters?
Just Shohei.
Yeah, but also, yeah, and he was like
He was 8 months, I
8
think.
months, right?
So
I don't know. Yeah, it could be something different. We all know pitchers like it used to be a year no matter what, and
yeah, but he's not
whatever.
he's not even doing a throwing.
No, he's
program.
not throwing. So that's what I'm saying. I don't.
mean,
I don't
I don't even
understand.
know if you're going to have to rehab the throwing program because by the time you get to where he's actually throwing, do you even need a rehab program, or is it just going to be all right? Let's get your arm strength up and let's move on from there.
Yeah, which will be the beginning of next season.
Oh yeah, he's not
Yeah.
playing outfield. this
Exactly.
year.
If this team feels, I put the weekend at 19.5 runs scored these 3 games. That's a lot of runs.
That's a lot.
But I'm expecting the bats to.
Well, if they
I'm
have-
expecting the bats
If
to
they
explode,
have one 10 or 11 game, you're in.
and that's what I'm expecting to happen.
That's fair.
That there's going to be one game this weekend
think
where
that's fair.
where they just buried them.
That's a big number.
Huge.
19.5. Watch.
Colin Parks.
Yeah, I think maybe they'll float a special. One of those special
a
things.
John Kincade special.
Yeah, 19.5. Let's put it
He
out
just
there.
said in my ear he'll bet you $1.33.
Pat, you got it if you want it. You got it. I'm all
Just
over
taking
that.
the under.
Pat, you taking it?
Venmo Vince over there.
Get on it. Get on all in and check that out. I like how Pat was totally backed by the youth of America last night, though. I can't believe 21 of 23
They get me and I get them.
did not have $10 in their pocket.
That
I don't
doesn't
know why you're
surprise me.
surprised
I don't
by
have
that.
anything in my pocket right now.
You have nothing at all.
No cash. No. What do you have the cash for?
I always will have some cash just if I have a tip, if I have
guess,
something like that.
Yeah, I guess if
I'll always
if
think
I'm
of
going
that.
out, I'll probably grab.
Yeah, you
some
want to have a
cash.
little bit.
Bobby's got a lot of cash.
Bobby's got a lot of cash. He's traveling
It
today.
ain't mine. No.
Did the
not
Easter
his.
Bunny bring
It's
that
not
to you,
his.
Bobby?
No.
Oh,
This
no,
is for
that's
the
for
pool.
the pool.
Yeah.
All right, Bob, have a good Easter, buddy.
I will. Thank
Hurry
you
up,
guys,
go home.
too.
Go home.
I am.
Safe
I'm
travels,
running out of
too.
here. Thank
Bobby's been backing up
Oh,
since
my God.
9:30. Hey, support life.
Family's waiting.
Support life-saving cancer research. Join us and our generous partners, the Davis CPA Group. Ron Davis, we love you. Make a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research today. Do it at 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR because cancer research saves lives. We have our open house tomorrow broadcast. Jamie will be in for Bob. It's going to be fun. Special guest galore. John Kincade Show. Have a great day, everybody.